한국하고 한국의 한의학하고 컨퍼런스가 있습니다. 컨퍼런스 잠시 보시겠습니다. 죄송해요. 죄송해요.
까지예요?
응, 하려고. 제가 해보니까 해놔야 될 것 같아.
이거 해달라는 거야?
내가 나중에 보려고.
오 진짜? 대박. 대박. 거의 진짜 유튜버 됐네.
그러니까 금세 그죠?
저기 우리 교수님이 얘기한 것처럼 유튜버.
예언가야. 저게 나와야 돼. 예언가지. 이렇게.
네, 결혼식 곧 시작하겠습니다. 착석 부탁드립니다. 이제 시작 전 통역 수신기에 대해서 한 번 더 안내를 드릴 텐데요. 채널 1번 한국어, 2번 영어 맞춰서 사용해 주시면 되겠습니다. This event will be simultaneously interpreted in Korean and English, so use the receiver on your seat. Channel number 1 is Korean, number 2 is English. 수신기 한번 착용해 보시고 잘 안 들린다 하시면 손 들어주시면 저희 스텝이 도와드리겠습니다. So if you need any help, please raise your hands using the receiver. Doesn't work? Please raise your hands. Our staff will. 손 여기 많이 들었는데. Before we start, we'll better check out. Alright. 여기 손 한번 들어주실까요? If you need any help about the receiver, please raise your hands. 네, 잘 들리시는지 미리 한번 체크해 주시면 좋을 것 같습니다. 오늘 진행은 한국어, 영어 계속해서 또 바뀌어서 진행될 예정이니까요. 미리 착용을 하시면 좋을 것 같습니다. 계속 멘트를 한번 해볼까요? 네, 2024 영덕국제 HC 웨미스 페스타 이제 인도 아유르베다 한의학 컨퍼런스 곧 시작할 예정입니다. 통역 수신기 잘 안 들린다 하시는 분은 지금 손 들어주시면 저희 스태프이 도와드리도록 하겠습니다. So when you use the receiver, if you need any help, please raise your hands. 네, 저희 전반적인 행사는 한국어, 영어 나눠서 진행이 되고요. 이제 각 세션 이후에 질의응답 시간 준비되어 있으니까요. 통역 수신기를 미리 확인해 주시는 게 좋을 것 같습니다. 네, 세계 자연치유 체험 영덕 국제 H 웰리스 페스타 2024 컨퍼런스 곧 시작할 예정입니다. 네, 함께 해주신 모든 분들께 다시 한번 감사의 말씀 드리면서 곧 시작할 예정이니까요. 섭섭하셔서 잠시만 기다려 주시고요. 네, 또 소지하고 계신 휴대폰 소리 나지 않도록 붐 혹은 진동 모드로 전환하셨는지 꼭 한번 확인 부탁드립니다. The opening ceremony is about to begin, so please switch your phone to the silent mode or turn it off during this conference. Thank you very much. Please use the receiver by putting your earphone to the receiver. Set the channel number 2 English. 채널 2번 영어 맞춰서 사용해 주시면 되겠습니다. 지금 막 오신 분들이 있어서 통역 수신기 한 번 더 확인하고 바로 진행하겠습니다. 통역 수신기 채널 1번 한국어, 2번 영어 맞춰서 사용해 주시면 되겠습니다. Channel number 1 for Korean, number 2 English. Alright, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2024 Yeongdeok International Wellness Festa, the conference today. My name is Jung Yoo-min. I'm serving as your MC of this conference opening ceremony. It is such a great honor and pleasure for me to be here in such a meaningful event. And I'd like to express my sincere welcome and gratitude to everyone with us today, especially those who traveled afar to join this event. 네, 그럼 지금부터 여기서 컨퍼런스 시작할 텐데요. 저는 오늘 사회를 맡은 아나운서 정유민입니다. 오늘 이렇게 함께 해주신 모든 분들께 감사의 말씀드리고요. 특히 해외에서 인도에서 오신 모든 분들께 따뜻한 감사의 말씀 전하면서 본 행사 시작해 보겠습니다. 네, 오늘 컨퍼런스는 한국의 한의학, 또 인도의 아유르베다를 중심으로 웰니스 산업에 대한 세계 각국의 사례에 대해서 논의하고 공유하는 시간을 갖는 데 의미가 있습니다. 오늘 컨퍼런스에 웰니스와 한방, 아유르베다를 비롯한 자연치유에 관심이 있는 많은 분들께서 함께 해주셨는데요. 웰니스 산업에 대한 세계적인 흐름과 동향에 대해서 함께 느끼고 배울 수 있는 뜻깊은 자리가 됐으면 좋겠습니다. We'd like to begin the conference for 2024 Yeongdeok International H Wellness Festa, or Natural Healing Experience. The purpose of today's conference is to discuss and share examples of wellness industry from various countries, focusing on Korean traditional medicine and India's Ayurveda. 네, 그럼 오늘 저와 함께 진행을 해주신 안키타님을 제가 잠깐 소개를 드리고 직접 소개 들어보겠습니다. So let me now introduce the Dr. Ankita Shirkandi, PhD on Ayurveda diets and Gynecological Disorders, MD in Ayurveda, Associate Professor Dr. D.Y. Parker, College of Ayurveda, and Research Center, Pimpri, Pune. Secretary of International Academy of Ayurveda and owner of Chief Consultants as she's founded Ayurveda and Shilkanti Ayurveda Clinic, Pune. 네, 여러분 소개해드리겠습니다. 박수로 맞아주시기 바랍니다. Thank you. 감사합니다. Julie, for introducing me. Today we are here for conference on Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is the science of life which deals with not just the physical or psychological health but spiritual health as well. And its holistic and integrative aspects has made it a very prospective science. And God of this prospective science is Lord Dhanvantari. So let's begin this session with a blessing from Lord Dhanvantari. For that, I request Mr. J. Lee, Dr. Prashant Tiwari, Mr. Lee Taho, and Dr. Abhijit Shirkande to please come up on dais and lead the lamp. 네, 이렇게 네 분 무대로 모실 텐데요. 이재정 위원장님과 이태 위원장님을 비롯해서 네 분의 Dr. Pratap Chavan sir 무대 위로 올라와 주시면 되겠습니다. Please come up to the stage. 네, 오늘 이 개회식을 위해서 이렇게 특별한 뭐랄까요 세레모니를 준비했다고 하는데요. 참석하신 네 분과 함께 무대에서 진행해 보겠습니다. 네, 박수로 함께 해주시기 바랍니다. 네 분이서 함께 불을 켜는 세레모니고요. 이제 한국에서 두 분, 인도에서 두 분, 이렇게 네 분이 함께해서 더 의미가 있는 것 같습니다. So this lamp of health and wellness is lighting up to all our lives. 네, 우리 삶을 밝게 비춘다라는 의미를 담고 있는 의식이고요. 램프에 내린 분들께서 불을 밝혀주고 계십니다. This lighting ceremony will be followed with Dhanvantari's Stavana, which is a small prayer for Lord Dhanvantari. For the same, I request you all to please stand on your feet just for 1 minute. 네, 함께 의식을 위해서 자리에서 잠깐 일어나 주시기 바랍니다. Dr. Prashant and Dr. J. 네, 이재정 위원장님이 저희 무대에 주시고 다음 수업을 위해서 미리 주시도록 하겠습니다. 여기 잠깐 서 계셔주시면 저희 기도하는 시간 함께 갖도록 하겠습니다. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Dr. J-Rock Lee.
시간 좀 가져가시나요?
Now I request Mr. J-Rock Lee to please express your view about this session in brief. 네, 한 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다. 제가 마이크를 전해드리겠습니다.
서사하겠습니다. 안녕하십니까. 영덕국제 하이웨이스 추진위원회 공동위원장 이지덕 인사드리겠습니다. 영덕국제 하이웨이스 라이프 2024 컨퍼런스 및 프로그램에 참석해 주신 닥터 안드레아 티에버 중리, 닥터 마크 파루니, 닥터 안토니오 이스바라모아니, 닥터 프라파포 초쿠니, 닥터 호세로도 이레이어니, 경제학과 교수 정창윤님, 한국한의학진흥원 센터장 이용민님, 한국디지털 웰리스협회 부회장 안지훈님, 영덕문화관광재단 웰리스 사업본부장 이태호님, 영덕군수 김강렬님, 인도 아유르베다 연구원장 한호자 의사님, 참석하신 대회의 빈 여러분께 먼저 감사 인사를 드립니다. 진료 중에 주사를 하게 되었습니다. 그래요. 복장이 진료인 점은 양해해 주시기 바라겠습니다. 웰리스 중심 도시로 발전하는 우리 영덕군에서 영덕국제 웰리스 라이프 엑스포에서 뜻깊은 인도 아유르베다와 한국 한의학의 컨퍼런스 및 포럼이 진행되게 되어 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다. 이 자리에서 발표해 주실 강연자님께 다시 한번 감사드리며 좋은 강연을 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Mr. J-Rock Lee. Now I request Dr. Prashant Tiwari sir, who is the Director and Chief Consultant at Dharma Ayurveda India and convener of this event, to say a few words about this session.
First of all, thank you so much, and I'm really grateful of your government and the whole team of YDCT, especially the chairman sir and our executive director, Mr. Lee, and all association of Korean medicine, as well as I am very grateful to all the speakers who travel all the way from India as well as United States, and we are very thankful to all the listeners as well as scientists as well as the doctors who are present here, and as well as I am very grateful to all the exhibitors who are here to present their industrial conditions in South Korea. So thank you so much everyone, and for this collaboration of Korean medicine as well as Ayurveda in terms of blending as well as for the humanity. We are planning to make better science by the collaboration of Ayurveda as well as Korean medicine. So we are very thankful from the side of India as well as from the all Ayurveda fraternity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Prashant and Mr. J-Rock Lee. You can please take your seats in the front rows. Thank you.
축하 말씀 잘 들었고요. 두 분 자리로 모실 텐데요. 여러분 한 번 더 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
Before we dive into today's discussions, let me introduce the distinguished guests and presenters who have joined us today.
네, 지금부터 내비 소개를 드릴 텐데요. 이름이 호명되시면 자리에서 일어나셔서 뒤를 돌아 관객분께 인사 부탁드리겠습니다.
Today we have Vice President Mr. An Jin-ho from Korea Digital Wellness Association, 네, 분께서 인사해 주시네요. Thank you very much.
We have Professor Jeong Chang Yoon from Kyung Hee University College of Hospital Medicine.
강의학과 정창원 한의학과 교수님 축하드렸습니다.
We have Director Lee Young Min, Globalization Center, Korea Promotion Institute of Professional Medicine.
네, 이영민 수사장님 반갑습니다.
We have Dr. Andrea Dearhart here.
미국에서 인사해 주십니다. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We have Dr. Mark Halpin here.
미국에서 인사해 주십니다.
We have Dr. Prabhat Chauhan sir here.
Thank you for all the participants and all of the distinguished guests with us today. Thank you for your presence with us today. 네. 네, 그럼 오늘 컨퍼런스에 대해서 제가 잠깐 소개를 드리고 바로 진행할 텐데요. 기조 강연과 그 두 가지의 주제의 세션으로 진행되겠습니다. 그 첫 번째 주제는 웰니스 산업, 한의학 중심 웰니스 산업 전망인데요. 총 4분께서 발표를 해 주실 거고요. 정창현 병의대 한의대 교수님의 한의 웰니스 산업의 현황과 전망, 그 전통 의학을 기반으로 한 웰니스 산업의 부상과 미래라는 주제로 첫 번째 강연 이어질 예정입니다. 그리고 미국의 닥터 마크 하튼 님께서 미국에서의 아유르베다의 생태계에 대해서 강연해 주실 거고요. 세 번째 강연, 이탈리아의 안토니오 몰란디 님께서 이탈리아에서의 아유르베다의 생태계라는 주제로 이탈리아의 그 생태계에 대해서 한번 배워보는 시간을 가질 예정입니다. 이어서 인도의 닥터 팔차 총환 님께서 아유르베다의 생태계가 전 세계에 미치는 영향에 대해서 네 번째 발표로 이렇게 첫 번째 주제 발표 세션이 마무리가 되겠습니다. So we'd like to hear about the second session of today.
The second theme is Global Exchange Plan for Natural Medicines and Globalization of Oriental Medicine. And in this session, we have Dr. Jose Ruge Rebello, who will present Ayurveda ecosystem impact in Brazil. Dr. Andrea Dearhart will present Yoga Nidra in clinical practice. And Director Lee Young Min of Globalization Center Korea Promotion Institute of Traditional Medicine will present the globalization of Oriental medicine.
네, 그리고 이제 오늘의 컨퍼런스 기조 강연 바로 시작을 해보겠습니다. 기조 강연의 내용은 디지털 웰니스와 스트레스, 이 스트레스의 뇌과학적 메커니즘에 대해서 발표해 주실 텐데요. 기조 강연 이후에 컨퍼런스는 안티카 님과 또 영가 웰니스 페스티벌 집행위원장이신 이태호 위원장님께서 자장을 맡아서 본 세션을 진행해 주실 예정입니다. 네, 그럼 기조 강연 청하겠습니다. 안진훈 사람법인 한국 디지털 웰니스 협회 부회장님께서 강연해 주실 텐데요. 여러분 박수로 맞아 주시기 바랍니다.
So let us now welcome Vice President An Jin-hoon for keynote address.
이렇게 뵙게 돼서 반갑습니다. 해외에서 많이 오셨는데 유익한 시간 되길 여러분들이 이제 웰니스 하면 많이 많이 들어보셨을 텐데 제가 바로 본론으로 들어가서 네, 다음 우리 쭉 넘겨주시겠어요? 쭉 넘어가 주세요. 쭉. 네, 그다음 내용을 주십니다. 저희가 이제 웰니스 하면 그냥 우리 한국식으로 얘기하면 첫째, 잘 먹고 푸드가 제일 중요합니다. 그 다음에 잘 자고 슬립. 그 다음에 세 번째 잘 놀고. 그 다음에 이제 엑서사이즈부터 시작해서 플레이가 되게 중요합니다. 네 번째는 잘 지내기, 소셜 대인 관계가 되게 중요합니다. 그 다음 여기에 이제 하나 일 잘하고, 이건 이제 인지하고 카그니션하고 연결돼서 인지적으로 되게 중요합니다. 그 다음에 마지막에 스피리처럼 뭔가 여러분들이 일을 하고 있는 걸 통해서 보람을 느끼고, 그게 여러분 만약에 신앙을 갖고 있다면 뭔가 신에게 뭔가 감사하고, 자 이런 부분들이 크게 한 6가지 정도가 잘 진행이 되면 우리는 뭐죠? 아주 웰리스한 상태에 도달했다 이렇게 볼 수 있어요. 근데 이제 여기에 우리가 디지털을 붙여요. 이제 디지털을 붙이면 이제 이게 뭔가 데이터베이스에 의해서 디지털 디바이스에 의해서 이것들이 지원이 되어서 훨씬 더 웰리스에 쉽게 접근할 수 있도록 해준 게 디지털 웰리스입니다. 그래서 이제 저는 이 디지털 웰리스의 핵심적인 내용들을 실제로 웰리스의 끝은 뭐냐? 브레인 웰리스라고. 만약 브레인이 웰리스 상태에 도달한다면 다른 부분들은 자연스럽게 이루어지지 않겠나. 자, 그렇다면 이 브레인 웰리스 상태에 어떻게 도달할 수 있을까? 제일 먼저 오늘 전 여러분들하고 얘기할 수 있는 게 진단이 제일 중요하고, 그 다음 솔루션과 관련돼서는 이 한의학, 인도의 아유르베다, 여러 가지 이런 부분에서 기가 막힌 솔루션들이 있는 것 같아요. 그러나 이제 이 부분에 대해서 먼저 진단을 어떻게 할 거냐, 이 부분에 대한 얘기를 하지 않을 수 없는 거예요. 그래서 이제 진단과 관련돼서 우리가 여러분들이 이제 아셔야 될 부분들이, 특히 제가 이 브레인 웰리스와 연결되어서 제일 중요한 부분들이 우리가 보시면은 자극입니다. 자, 우리 뇌는 여러분들이 생각하는 것처럼 자극을 주면 그 다음에 그것을 퍼셉션, 자 센스를 갖고 센싱을 하고, 그 다음에 컨셉션, 자 프로세싱을 하겠죠. 데이터를 처리하고, 그 다음 단계에 그것을 비헤이브, 행동으로 넘어가는, 자 이런 프로세스를 통해서 우리가 진단적으로 진행이 되는데, 첫 번째 여러분들이 조심하셔야 될 것은 우리가 자극을 주면 느끼고 생각하고 행동하는 인간은 수동적인 존재가 아니라, 우리는 매 순간 뭐냐, 실제로 대상에게서 화살표가 이렇게 반대로 가는 프리딕션, 예측을. 그래서 인간의 뇌는 일종의 예측의 머신입니다. 매 순간 예측하는. 그럼 앞쪽으로. 네. 자, 이렇게 예측을 할 텐데, 예측을 하면 지금 뭐죠? 그 예측된 내용하고 우리가 이 데이터를 받아들인, 이 센싱하는 이 데이터하고 센스 데이터하고 오차가 생깁니다. 거기에 대해서 만약에 오차가 생기면 어떻게 되죠? 스트레스가 있어요. 자, 그래서 그렇게 되면 뭐죠? 이 X하고 퍼셉션 레벨에서 문제가 생기면 전체적으로 나옵니다. 그럼 거기 에 데이터베이스 있습니다. 그럼 여러분들 우리가 또 생각, 이 퍼셉션은 영어로 필링인데 이게 우리가 느끼는 게 아니에요. 이미 컨셉션 레벨에서 이것을 해석해요. 그래서 우리는 이렇게 느끼고, 자 그리고 난 다음에 이제 비헤이비어로 행동이 넘어옵니다. 자, 이 넘어왔을 때 우리가 이제 지금 여러분도 잘 알고 계시겠지만 미국 정신의학 협회에서 만들어낸 DSM-5가 있어요. 자, 거기에서 지금 들고 나온 이론들이 뭐냐면 전부 비헤이비어 심턴, 행동의 증상을 갖고 진단을 해요. 근데 행동의 증상을 진단을 하면 실제로 거기에 대한 원인 치료를 할 수 있어요. 대체 어떤 자극에 대해서 내가 퍼셉션에서 어떤 문제가 생겨서 이 부분들이 어떤 식으로 데이터를 처리해서 행동을 나오게 되는 이해가 없어요. 자, 그렇게 되면 뭐냐면 이 행동의 증상을 갖고 진단을 하게 되면 어떤 문제가 생기냐? 스펙트럼 디스오더, 모든 게. 그러니까 이 얘기는 뭐죠? 정확하게 원인을 모르겠다. 자, 그럼 뭐죠? 이학적으로 안 그러면 그 다음 약적, 그 다음 약적. 그럼 이제 뭐 오티즘도 그렇고, 실제로 ADHD도 그렇고, 여러 가지 정신적인 질환들이 이제 실제로 그렇게 움직여지다 보니 이건 상당히 문제가 있다. 그래서 이거를 컨셉션 레벨에서부터 이 문제를 풀어나가야 되고, 더 중요한 건 컨셉션. 자, 이게 우리가 세상을 바라보는 렌즈, 프레임이고 패러다임. 그래서 이 부분에 대해서 이것을 먼저 볼 수 있어야 된다 이겁니다. 근데 이제 우리가 여기서 자극에 대해서 이 내가 예측한 거하고 지금 들어온 센스 데이터하고 갭이 생기면, 오차가 생기면 우리 뭐죠? 스트레스 기전이 발동되기 시작합니다. 그럼 벌써 우리 뇌에서 이제 ACC, 전 대상 뇌에서 스크린을 해요. 이거 문제가 있나? 그리고 이제 그 부분을 뭐죠? 인셜라, 섭렵적으로 바로 전달해서 이게 뭐가 문제지? 라고 고통을 진단하고 통증의 정도가 뭔지. 또 하나는 여러분도 잘 아시겠지만 이 부분들이 시상하부, HPA 액세스가 있습니다. 시상하부를 통해 가지고 그 다음에 뇌하수체를 통해서 그 다음 뭐하죠? 실제로 우리가 부신지를 통해서 코르티솔 호르몬을 내고 다시 전두엽에 타격을 주고 자, 이런 프로세스가 진행이 돼요. 그럼 우리가 여러분들이 아셔야 될 내용이 지금 요 자, 보시면 이게 이제 여러분들이 어떻게 느끼고 어떻게 생각하고 어떻게 행동하는지에 대해서 인간의 퍼셉션, 컨셉션, 비헤이비어와 관련된 인간의 뇌 인지 행동 성향을 8,192가지로 하이퍼 퍼스널하게 분류합니다. 초개인화시키고 실제로 저희가 수치로 얘기하는 한 1억 1,337만 904가지 정도의 인간의 다양한 PCB 배로가 있다. 그래서 이제 이 부분을 통해서 우리가 사람들마다 스트레스가 다 다르게 느낍니다. 그러니까 웰니스는 지극히 주관적인 요소이기 때문에 여러분도 잘 아시겠지만 인간의 뇌에는 일반적으로 접근할 수 없습니다. 왜? 여러분 뇌는 여러분만의 고유한 쉽게 시냅스웨어를 형성 그게 유전적인 요인 플러스 환경적인 요인 플러스 문화적 요인 다양한 요인에 의해서 되어졌기 때문에 그래서 여러분 뇌에 일반적으로 어떤 접근이 어려움을 하지 않아요. 그럼 뭐죠? 지극히 하이퍼 퍼스널하게 되어 있다 보니까 거기에 대한 접근에 있어서는 여러분 자신이 여러분 뇌에 가장 전문가입니다. 그래서 여러분 뇌를 이해하려면 스스로가 여러분 뇌를 첫 번째 뭐죠? 셀프 트래킹. 왜냐? 내가 어떤 지를 내가 스스로 진단해요. 두 번째 셀프 엑스페리먼트. 내가 스스로 실험해야 돼. 내가 이런 인터벤션을 줬더니 이런 결과를 보이니 내가 운동을 하고 나니까 공부가 훨씬 잘 돼. 내가 예를 들면 메디테이션 명상을 했더니 훨씬 어떻더라. 자, 이런 다양한 인터벤션 오늘 여러분들이 하는 내용이 상당히 이제 인터벤션 관련된 내용입니다. 자, 그와 관련되어져서 이런 인터벤션을 할 때 그럼 대체 내가 왜 그 부분에 대해서 잘 듣고 잘 듣지 않느냐. 자, 이 부분들은 다른 사람 심지어 뭐죠? 의사 선생님도 뭐죠? 그럼 그것들을 어떻게 데이터화 시켜서 의사 선생님한테 토스해주죠. 그래서 의사 선생님이 그런 바이오마크들하고 지금 저희가 던져준 개인의 퍼스널한 브레인의 이런 인지 데이터하고 연결시켜서 진단을 하고 그 다음에 거기에 대해서 처방을 내릴 때 제대로 된 처방이 되지 않겠느냐. 자, 그런 측면에서 제가 또 지금 보시면 이게 인지 맵이에요. 8,192가지 패턴을 지금 저희가 이제 보여줬는데 그 여러분은 여러분만의 고유한 인지 패턴을 갖고 있어요. 자, 그랬을 때 이 인지가 뭐냐면 이 X, 자극에 대해서 내가 어떻게 퍼셉션 그 다음에 어떻게 컨셉션 하는 게 요구 그 다음에 우리의 뇌가 신경 가소성, 뉴로플라스틱 그래서 환경에서 어떻게 변형이 일어나서 어떤 식으로 내가 환경에 적응해가 세 번째 비헤이비어로 어떤 식으로 표출되느냐 첫째 피지컬 액티비티 신체 활동이 어떻게 움직이고 그 다음에 행동의 동기가 어떻게 움직이고 못하게 그 다음에 소셜 릴레이션 대인 관계가 어떻게 움직이고 그 다음에 내가 태스크를 어떻게 처리하는지 이 프로세스를 지금 패턴을 잡는 거예요. 특히 이제 중요한 건 여러분 MBTI나 기존에 여러분 MMPI나 여러 가지 검사들은 약점이 이런 비헤이비어 패턴에 대한 얘기는 많이 해요. 근데 그 원인이 되는 대체 내가 외부의 자극에 대해서 어떤 식으로 퍼셉션하고 환경에 대해서 변형이 일어나는지 이 부분에 대한 얘기를 어떤 검사도 별로 얘기하지 않습니다. 자, 그랬을 때 그냥 간단하게 얘기하면 여러분 여기서 이렇게 대각선으로 줄을 그어주시면 좋을 거예요. 자, 제가 여기 라이트 브레인이라고 했습니다. 근데 이쪽으로 내려올수록 퍼셉션을 할 때 매크로 렌즈를 갖고 있습니다. 이쪽. 근데 위로 올라갈수록 마이크로 렌즈를 갖고 있습니다. 그럼 마이크로 렌즈를 가지면 뭐죠? 이 데이터를 볼 때 실제로 이걸 뭐죠? 이렇게 순차적으로 시퀀셜하게 나눠서 데이터를 처리합니다. 그래서 근데 내려올수록 뭐죠? 인투이티브, 직관적. 그래서 이제 여러분 제일 위쪽에 있는 분들이 엔지니어, 그 다음에 여기 있는 분들이 내추럴 사이언스. 자, 여기가 데이터 사이언스, 여기가 휴먼 사이언스, 여기가 아트 앤 매니저. 자, 이렇게 뭐냐면 우리가 뇌 적성을 다 파악하게 되고 이분이 데이터를 어떻게 처리하느냐. 자, 그럼에도 이게 나라마다 틀려요. 국가별. 저희가 데이터를 모아봅니다. 자, 그래서 예를 들면 백인들은 저 위쪽에 거의 다 있어요. 저희가 미국에서 데이터를 모아보면 거의 이게 0에서 11점, 21점 하면 19, 20, 21 거의 거기다 몰려있어요. 근데 우리나라만 해도 그렇지 않아요. 아시아 쪽은 더더욱 그렇지 않아요. 자, 그랬을 때 이제 여기에 따라 인지 처리 방식을 저희가 보는데 제일 위쪽은 뭐지? 인지 처리 방식을 렌즈가 적다 보니까 인덕티브. 그 다음에 여기는 에르덕티브. 여기는 디덕티브. 여기는 다이알렉트한 방법, 여기는 패러독스. 자, 이 데이터를 처리하는 방식이 뇌 속에 다 들어있는 사람입니다. 자, 그러면 환경에서 그럼 뭐게 되냐? 자, 위로 올라갈수록 여러분부터 크리에이티브. A를 보면 B를 떠올리는 확산적 사고, 다이버전한 थि킹을 잘해요. 자, 그리고 아래로 내려오시면 A를 보면 A만 생각하고, 리얼리스틱해, 컨버전한 थि킹을 잘해요. 그래서 이게 환경에 따라 우리가 아이들에게 어릴 때 학습 환경이 수학을 많이 시키는 게 창의성이 죽어요. 그리고 반대로 수학을 안 시키는 위로 올라가요. 그래서 특히 이게 아이들의 초중고 과정속의 학습 과정을 통해서 아이들 내가 면역이 많이 있어요. 자, 그러면 뭐죠? 여러분 이 데이터가 여기서 내가 위로 올라가냐 여기에 패턴에 따라 다양한 뇌의 유형이 나타나는 것입니다. 그리고 신체 활동은 내려오면 뭐죠? 가만히 앉아있는 걸 좋아하고 위로 올라가면 하이퍼 액티브, 바이닝 거. 자, 반대로 여기는 뭐죠? 리스크에 대해서 되게 예민. 여기는 리스크에 대해서 테이크. 자, 여기는 혼자 있는 것을 좋아하는, 여기는 많은 사람들과 소셜 관계를 맺는 걸 좋아하는, 여기는 과제를 내가 좋아하는 과제만 하는, 여기는 시키는 하는. 오케이. 자, 그래서 이제 여러분 보시면은 여기 예를 들면 내 패턴이 지금 빨간 패턴을 갖고 있어요. 나는 사람, 뭐죠? 지치 에너지 있고, 개인 관계 좋아하고, 이런 사람이, 그럼 뭐죠? 이렇게 과제, 주어진 과제하는 것을 되게 힘들어하고, 그게 스트레스를 많이 받아요. 자, 그래서 이 패턴을 가지고, 지금 보시면 과제 스트레스가 많죠. 자, 그 다음에 관계. 저는 지금 보시면 뭐죠? 되게 신지성이 낮고, 소셜이 높고, 이런 분들은 되게 관계 중심적이고, 공감형 인간이에요. 근데 반대로 이렇게 과제 중심적인 일을 주면 되게 힘들어요. 그래서 만약 본인이 내가 이런 애라면 뭐죠? 관계를 맺는 것을 너무 힘들어하고 서로 이런 경우에는 컨플릭트가 많이 일어나요. 자, 그 다음 보시면은 불안. 지금 보자. 아주 예민하고 개인 관계하고 완벽주의. 근데 보니까 되게 센스티브해요. 그리고 퍼셉션이 아주 살아있는. 그럼 뭐죠? 이런 분들은 되게 불안이 강해요. 자, 그 다음 보시면은 통제. 이분들은 진실성이 높고 이렇게 아래로 우하향하는 거죠. 뭔가 컨트롤하는 걸 좋아해요. 리더십이 뛰어난 사람. 근데 이 사람들은 자기 뜻대로 되지 않으면 되게 힘들어하고 싫습니다. 자, 그 다음에 보시면, 자, 여기는 뭐죠? 공감을 배기하는데 한국의 우리나라 여성들은 거의 이 데이터를 갖고 있어요. 공감. 그럼 뭐죠? 불안하고 다른 사람에 대해서 수동적 공감을 해요. 뭔가 힘들다고, 그랬구나 하고 이 공감을 잘해줍니다. 이런 애들이 위에 대다수를 차지해요. 자, 그 다음 여기 보시면 뭐죠? 이런 분들은 아예 관계 자체, 남 앞에 무대 앞에 서는 걸 너무 힘들어하고 살아가는 것, 새로운 그룹에 들어가는 것, 소셜 그룹에 들어가는 걸 너무 힘들어하는 스타일이다. 보시고 여기는 완벽주의. 자, 그리고 저희들 보시면 이게 전체적으로 다 놓으면 약간 ADHD 성향. 자, 이런 분들 가운데 이런 거가 뜻대로 되지 않으면 아주 빠른 속도로 스트레스가 와버려요. 그 다음 여기 보면 아래로 다 들어있는 디프레션 증세가 아주 강한, 이게 이제 만성적인 위험, 이 정도면 이제 뭐죠? 장애 수준 문제가 생겼다, 이게 볼 수 있습니다. 자, 이런 식으로 저희가 전체적으로 해서 사람의 뇌 인지 행동 성향에 따라 다양한 패턴이 가능하다, 이런 얘기를 할 수 있습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
네, 시간 관계에서 빠르게 마무리를 해주셨는데요. 감사드립니다. 네, 이렇게 2주 방향으로 컨퍼런스의 문을 열어봤는데요. 이제 본격적으로 세션 시작하기 전에 오늘 이 자리에 함께하지 못하셨지만 멀리 인도에서 축하 메시지를 보내주셨습니다. 인도 현지에서 실시간 영상으로 함께하고 계신데요. 네, 직접 소개해드리겠습니다.
Chief guest for our today's session is Dr. Tanuja Nesri. Dr. Tanuja Nesri is Director of All India Institute of Ayurveda, Delhi. But due to the hectic schedule, Dr. Nesri couldn't attend this program in person. But willingly, she has shared her good wishes with us virtually. Kindly play video of Dr. Tanuja Nesri.
네, 인도 아유르베다 연구원장님 영상으로 만나보시겠습니다.
of range of international wellness fiesta team, distinguished guests and dear friends. I am deeply honored to connect with you all through this remarkable event in South Korea. It is my privilege to share this platform with such esteemed individuals dedicated to the advancement of wellness and health. This year's theme, Future Ayurveda, Impressing Tomorrow's Wellness Today, fills me with immense pride, especially as the traditional Indian system of medicine, that is Ayurveda, is being recognized and celebrated in such a prestigious forum. At the All India Institute of Ayurveda, which is under the Ministry of Ayush Autonomous Institution, we have been at the forefront of integrating traditional with the technology and serving more than 2.7 million patients with holistic and integrated care during the last 7 years. This is not merely age-old practice, but it is a testament of how we can harness the traditional wisdom with modern scientific advances. As we look towards the future, the integration of this system is essential in shaping a holistic approach to health and wellness. In today's fast-paced world, prevention has become better than cure. Ayurveda, the knowledge system of health and happiness, teaches us the principle of swasthasya swasthya rakshana. The preservation of health is paramount and it is the promotion of health of individuals. This system is not just relevant to our health, but also serves as a guiding principle for balanced lifestyle in a modern context. It also takes care of physical, mental, spiritual, and social well-being. The need of prevention measures has never been more crucial. Research shows that lifestyle-related diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, obesity are on the rise globally as they are becoming a global epidemic. According to World Health Organization, by 2030, these NCDs are expected to account for 75% of the death, which is really alarming. These statistics underscore the necessity of adopting a preventive health strategy and also a healthy lifestyle, and Ayurveda is advocating this for centuries together. 3 pillars of Ayurveda, Prayogastama, that is diet, ahara, nidra, that is sleep, and lifestyle, form a comprehensive framework of these preventive strategies. A well-structured daily regimen lifestyle, known as dinacharya, and a seasonal regimen, that is Rutucharya, teaches us to adopt our lifestyle according to changes in the universal clock and adjusting our biologic clock in become in harmony with the universal clock, as well as adjust ourselves to the changing season. And that ensures the body remains in harmony with the nature. Moreover, Ayurveda offers tailored dietary rules and the habits which are considered as an ahara vishesha vidhi, which guide us on what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, and that is what is considered as a personalized tailor-made diet according to our body constitution. This approach not only promotes optimal health but also empowers individuals to take charge of their own well-being and be considered as let your health be your responsibility. Incorporating practice such as yoga, pranayama, and inclusion of herbal health promoters, that those are rejuvenating nature, we call it as a rasayana, further strengthens the immune system and resilience to fight against the disease. Seasonal detoxification, panchakarma practices serve as a powerful tool to eliminate toxins from the body, keeping illness at bay. In conclusion, let us embrace the timeless wisdom of Ayurveda as a guide for achieving holistic well-being. Consider as a this is the module of living healthy and happy. As we gather here at the Wellness Fiesta, let us commit to our fostering our culture of prevention, prioritizing our health, and encouraging others to do the same. Together, we can build a healthier, more vibrant society and also nurture our future generation to lead the healthy and happy life. To conclude, Ayurveda is a knowledge system of illness to wellness to happiness. Thank you all the organizers and everyone for this great opportunity, and I wish King Kaurji and Prashant Tiwari's team a huge success for this year. Namaste.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for this encouraging word and sharing your wisdom. Thank you. Thank you so much for your valuable remarks. Without any further ado, we'd like to begin the conference session 1. As I mentioned before, this conference is structured into 2 parts, so we'd like to begin the session 1. 네, 계속해서 이 컨퍼런스 첫 번째 세션 시작을 해볼 텐데요. 이번 컨퍼런스의 좌장을 맡아주실 이태우 위원장님을 모시도록 하겠습니다. 그럼 박수로 맞아주시기 바랍니다. Let me now invite the moderator of the session, Jordan Lee, please come up to the stage.
갖다 달래?
안녕하십니까. 집행위원장을 맡고 있는 이태호입니다. 반갑습니다. 발표하실 분들을 소개하고 중간중간에 간단하게 요약해서 설명을 좀 드리고 1부, 2부 나눠서 진행을 하겠습니다. 1부가 마치고 3분의 발표자가 발표를 하시고 2분의 질문을 받고 발표를 드릴 수 있도록 그렇게 진행하겠습니다. 먼저 첫 번째 주제로 한의 웰니스 산업의 현황과 전망에 대해서 발표해 주실 연사선생님 모시겠습니다. 현재 경희대 한의학과 교수님으로 계시고 전 한국한의학진흥원 원장을 여기 계셨습니다. 정창현 교수님 모시겠습니다. 박수로 맞이해 주십시오.
네, 반갑습니다. 네, 방금 소개받은 경희대학교 한의과의학 교수 정창현입니다. 우선 이런 자리, 귀한 자리에 발표할 시간을 제공해 주신 이재덕 위원장 그리고 감사합니다. 제가 오늘 발표할 주제는 한의 웰니스 산업 현황과 미래의 전망입니다. 웰니스는 사회가 고도화되고 그 중요성이 날로 커지고 있습니다. 고령화로 인해서 만성질환이 증가하고 새로운 감염 국가 운영에서 이기고 여러 요인에 의해서 전통의학의 가치가 새롭게 적용되고 있습니다. 오늘 발표에서는 웰니스 산업의 현황을 살펴보고 전통의학을 활용한 웰니스 산업의 부상과 미래에 대해서 말씀을 드립니다. 자료가 많고 시간이 짧기 때문에 간단하게 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 네, 다음 넘겨주시죠. 예, 최근 10수년 동안 웰빙, 웰다이닝의 이런 여러 가지 용어들이 활자되고 있는데 요즘에는 웰니스라는 말로 종합되고 있는 것 같습니다. 웰니스의 정의에 대해서는 여러 기관별, WHO와 지식경제들 다양한 그 개념들이 정리가 된 저희가 내려져 있는데 다음 문제죠. 그 세계적인 웰리스 연구기관 GWA에서는 웰리스를 정신, 또 신체, 영혼, 정서, 또 사회 환경 등 모든 측면에서 건강한 상태에 이르기 위해서 개인이 활동, 선택, 라이프 스타일을 적극적으로 추구하는 것이라고 정의하고 있습니다. 다음 이러한 웰리스를 달성하기 위한 여러 가지 산업을 웰리스 산업이라고 하는데요. GWI에서는 뷰티, 영양, 운동, 또 그리고 여행, 또 전통의학 등 11가지로 분류하고 있습니다. 다음. 이러한 웰리스 산업이 최근 주목받게 된 배경을 살펴보겠습니다. 첫 번째가 인구의 고용화입니다. 우리나라의 경우에는 2025년에 65세 이상 노인 인구가 이미 5분의 1을 넘어섰고 2070년에는 절반에 근접할 것으로 보입니다. 다음, 전 세계를 보면은 전 세계를 봐도 평균적으로 지속적인 고령화 추세에 있습니다. 특히 중국, 미국, 유럽, 선진국에서 고령화가 급속하게 진행되고 있고 그래프가 상당히 생기고 있어 강력하게 증가하고 있을 수 있습니다. 두 번째 요인으로 만성 질환 증가와 그로 인한 질병 증가입니다. 역시 그래프가 우측으로 지속적으로 상향 추세를 보이고 있습니다. 다음. 세계적으로도 주요 1인당 지출 경상의료비가 20년간 꾸준히 상승을 하고 있고 현재 10.8% GDP GDP 대비 경상의료 지출 비중이 10.8%에 이르고 있습니다. 마켓 리서치 비즈니스에 따르면 세계 만성 시장 배출한 시장 규모가 2022년에서 32년까지 연평균 12.4%씩 매년 증가할 것으로 보여지고 있습니다. 다음. 세 번째 요인은 신종 감염병의 여론입니다. 최근 코로나19의 전 지구적인 유행으로 면역력 증강을 통한 예방에 관심이 집중되고 있습니다. 네 번째가 건강에 대한 인식의 변화입니다. 지금은 헬스케어 3.0 시대입니다. 고령화로 만성질환이 증가하고 또 의료비 지출이 증가하고 신종 감염병의 지속 출현으로 질병의 패러다임이 치료에서 예방으로 또 의사 중심에서 환자 중심으로 그리고 병원에서 가정과 사회로 보편적인 치료에서 개인 맞춤형 치료로 전환되고 있습니다. 이에 따라서 웰리스 산업이 부상되고 있습니다. 다음. 다섯 번째 요인은 첨단 디지털 기술의 발전입니다. 빅데이터, AI, IoT, 웨어러블 기기 등의 혁신은 웰리스 산업의 혁신을 불러오고 있습니다. 기타 수준의 향상에 따른 프리미엄 웰리스 수요 증가 현상도 보이고 있고 또 현대사의 유체적 정책에 핵심한 버닝아웃 현상도 웰리스 산업 성장의 요인으로 작용하고 있습니다. 다음. 이제부터는 웰리스 산업의 현황을 살펴보겠습니다. GWI 2003년도 보고서에 따르면 세계적으로 2022년에 그 규모가 이미 5조 6천억 달러에 도달했습니다. 다음. 이는 전 세계 GDP의 5.1% 규모로 10.9%인 글로벌 의료 지출의 절반을 넘는 수치입니다. 2027년까지 연평균 8.6%씩 성장할 것으로 예상되고 있습니다. 국내 웰리스 산업은 2022년에 세계 9위였습니다. 현재는 관광산업 위주로 정책이 추진 중입니다. 무역협회 2024년도 보고서에 따르면 운동, 헬스케어, 그리고 전통 보안이나 영양식 습관, 뷰티케어 등의 분야에서 수출 가능성이 높은 것으로 조사되었습니다. 그 중에서도 전통 보안 등 한약 역사적 기반의 고도화된 연구, 치료 인프라를 보유하고 있다는 이유로 또 운동 헬스케어 산업은 스타트업의 기술 혁신성이 누리고 유망한 사업으로 평가되고 있습니다. 다음, 현재 관련법 제정이 추진 중에 있습니다. 아마 이 관련법 제정이 되면 웰니스 산업이 보다 활성화될 것으로 전망하고 있습니다. 이제 웰니스 산업의 최근 트렌드를 살펴보겠습니다. 이와 관련해서 다양한 매체에서 관련 기사나 보고서를 쏟아내고 있습니다. 이것은 GWI에서 발표한 2023년도 웰니스 트렌드인데 연결, 또 여행, 또 물, 또 감각, 스포츠, 신력 등 다양한 키워드를 볼 수 있습니다. 이것은 포브스에서 발표한 내용입니다. 최근에는 우리 몸과 정치를 넘어서 문화와 스포츠, 종교에까지 그 영역을 확장하고 있습니다. 이러한 트렌드를 몇 가지 특징을 몇 가지로 정리해 볼 수 있는데요. 첫 번째, 개인 맞춤형 웰니스에 대한 수요가 증가하고 있습니다. 오직 나만을 위한 지방관리, 음식, 운동, 관광, 제품 등등이죠. 개인화를 넘어서 초개인화 경향이 강하게 나타나고 있습니다. 두 번째는 자연 친화적인 특색이 강합니다. 회색 도시에서 녹색 자연으로, 그리고 햇빛에서 어둠, 그리고 가공 음식에서 천연 음식으로 등등의 변화를 추구하는 것이죠. 세 번째, 다음. 세 번째가 디지털 기술을 적극 활용하는 것입니다. 삼성, 또 구글, 애플, 또 MS, 마이크로소프트 같은 세계적인 기업들이 치열하게 경쟁하면서 건강정보 플랫폼, 건강관리 디지털 웰니스, 디지털 치료 기기 등이 빠른 속도로 발전 중에 있습니다. 향후 연평균 성장률이 18.93%로 예측되고 있습니다. 우리 정부에서 집중 육성하고 있는데 이게 미래 웰니스의 대세라고 할 수 있습니다. 네 번째가 웰니스의 고급화입니다. 소득 수준이 높은 대상을 타겟으로 한 프리미엄 웰니스 상품이 증가하고 있습니다. 세계 최초의 소셜 브리드 레드 플레이스, 또 스웨덴 스톡홀름의 장소 클리닉 샌드 클리닉, 또 웰니스 호텔인 식센스 플레이스, 또 중항조의 고급 상복 케어 센터인 세인트 벨라, 세계적으로 럭셔리 웰니스 산업이 빠르게 증가하고 있습니다. 이처럼 웰니스 산업은 개인의 니즈에 맞춘 맞춤형 서비스, 또 자연과의 조화를 추구하는 자연 친화적인 웰니스, 또 디지털 기술 활용은 스마트 웰니스 등 다양한 트렌드를 보이고 있고, 또 프리미엄 웰니스 시장이 확대되면서 고급화된 웰니스 서비스에 대한 수요도 증가하고 있습니다. 자, 이제 본격적으로 한의학을 포함한 전통의학과 웰니스 산업의 만남에 대해서 살펴보겠습니다. 일단 세계적으로 전통의학에 대한 관심이 증가하면서 시장 규모가 지속적으로 증가하고 있습니다. GWI 보고서를 보면 웰니스 산업 11개 분야 중에서 전통의학 분야가 여섯 번째 비중을 차지하고 있습니다. 그런데 이 다른 분야에도 전통의학 요소가 작용하고 있기 때문에 실제로는 더 크다고 봐야 될 것입니다. 한의학은 웰니스 인력에서 어떤 강점이 있는가를 살펴보면, 한의학은 자연과의 합의를 추구하는 자연의학, 또 친환경 녹색 의학입니다. 그리고 치료보다는 예방을 중시하는 예방의학입니다. 이런 특징은 웰니스 트렌드와 정확히 일치한다고 할 수 있습니다. 다음, 또 한의학은 육체와 정신을 두 의학이 하나로 보는 전인 의학입니다. 또 한의학은 외적 화려함보다는 내면의 소박함을 추구하고, 또 자연에 순응하는 인간의 탐욕을 차단하는 등 생활 속에서 건강한 삶을 추구하고 실천하는 학문입니다. 이러한 한의학의 특징은 웰니스 트렌드와 완전히 부합한다고 볼 수 있습니다. 또 현대 한의학은 대중의 눈높이에 맞게 표준화, 또 과학화, 정보, 현대화가 진행되고 있고, 아직도 현재도 진행 중에 있습니다. 이를 통해서 표준화된 진단 및 치료 시스템을 구축하고 있습니다. 특히 최근 사스, 신종플루, 코로나 등의 경험을 통해서 전통의학의 효능과 필요성을 입증하였습니다. 코로나 기간에 약 4개월간 대한한의사협회에서 전화를 통한 원격 코로나 무료 진료를 실시하였습니다. 이 오른쪽 사진이 현장 사진이 받아들였습니다. 그 결과 높은 만족도를 보였습니다. 당시 일부 환자들이 한국에서 풍기 현상이 발생하고 있습니다. 또 보건복지부 산하에 제가 근무했던 한국한의학진흥원에서 해외 논문 자료를 종합적으로 분석하였습니다. 그 결과 PCR 테스트 음성 전환율이 치료군은 이제 한약이나 또는 양한약을 같이 했을 경우 대조군은 양방 전골로 했을 경우입니다. 그래서 치료군이 대조군에 비해서 음성 전환율이 84%까지 높게 나타났고 또 치료율도 35%, 44%까지 높게 나타났습니다. 그리고 중증 이완율도 치료군이 대조군에 비해서 55에서 50%가량 낮게 나타났습니다. 사망률 또한 57%가량 낮게 나타났습니다. 이렇게 전통의 한의학이 감염병에도 효과가 있다는 것을 입증할 수 있었습니다. 다음 한 사례를 들면 대만의 경우에 정부의 적극적인 지원으로 코로나 치료 기회를 개발했습니다. 당시에 대만 정부에서 제공한 청관의료 치료 비용 지원이 약 우리 돈으로 1,050억, 이화로 7,700만 달러입니다. 7,700만 달러에 달했습니다. 또 이 제품이 EU, 영국, 미국, 벨기에 등 세계 각국의 건강 보조식품으로 되고 있습니다. 우리 한의학이 갖는 또 다른 강점은 한의학의 질 높은 의료 서비스와 또 체질이나 공익보험 등의 고유한 특징을 가지고 있다는 것. 여기에 우리 한국의 고유문화 그리고 건강사와 또 자연조건과 결합하면 그 발전성이 매우 크다고 할 수 있습니다. 정부에서도 2016년에 이런 가시적인 계획을 이렇게 세웠는데 아쉽게도 코로나가 중간에 끼어서 아직은 실행이 못하고 있습니다. 이외에도 한약을 활용한 건강기능식품이 꾸준히 증가하고 있습니다. 한약재를 포함한 조인스정, 또 스트레인정 같은 전문 의약품도 한약이 포함되어 있고요. 또 변비에 쓴다는 이런 일반 의약품도 한약이 포함되어 있습니다. 최근 이 전통약, 최근에 또 전통이랑 관심이 높아지면서 중의학, 아유르베다 등 다양한 전통의학이 현대 웰니스산업과 접목되고 있습니다. 특히 인도 정부에서는 아유르베다의 베다와 전통의학 시스템을 홍보하기 위해서 아유르베다 전문 기관의 IC를 설치하고 또 WHO 글로벌 전통의학 센터 설립을 위해서 막대한 자금을 투여하고 있습니다. 그리고 이제 그러면 한의 웰니스 산업의 현황을 살펴보겠습니다. 문광부, 농림부, 또 보건복지부 등 다양한 부서에서 추진하고 있습니다. 그래서 이렇게 각 지역별로 특화분을 지정하고 웰니스 관광지를 선정했는데요. 한방우리 분들도 포함하고 있습니다. 다음 넘겨주세요. 그리고 산림복지진흥원에서도 산림치유문화 활성화 추진 중인데요. 여기도 한의학이 포함되어 있습니다. 그리고 150개 사찰에서 템플 스테이를 하고 있는데 여기에도 한의학적인 요소를 가미할 수 있을 것이라고 합니다. 실제로 산림치유 한의학을 접목한 사례가 각 지역별로 다양하게 이렇게 증가하고 있습니다. 그리고 한의학을 활용한 홍삼 제품, 또 한방 화장품 등 해외에서 날개 붙임시 활용되고 있습니다. 이제 한의학 산업의 전망을 살펴보겠습니다. 미래 웰니스 산업은 지속 가능성, 개발 중심, 연구원 등의 가치를 중심으로 발전할 수 예상됩니다. 또한 AI, 빅데이터 등 정신건강의 가치와 AI 등 최신 기술과 융합을 통해서 더 더 개인화되고 정밀한 웰니스 서비스가 제공될 것입니다. 특히 증강현실, 가상현실, 혼합현실, 확장현실 등 메타버스 기술을 활용한 메타 웰니스 시대가 될 것입니다. 이 메타 웰니스 시대는 아마 제가 맨 처음 사용한 거 아닐까 싶습니다. 자, 다음. 무역협회 보고를 보면 한약 분야가 우리가 관점을 보고 있는 가장 유망한 분야라고 전망하고 있습니다. 다음. 여러 가지 기회 전략으로는 우선 기술 인력, 또 우선 기술, 인력, 인프라를 가지고 있다는 점이 첫 번째고요. 다음. 웰니스에 대한 국내 관심이 증가하고 있다는 점입니다. 다음. 대외적으로도 미국, 중앙아시아, 유럽뿐만 아니라 중앙아시아, 중동, 동남아시아 등의 새로운 시장이 크게 부각되고 있습니다. 다음. 또 우리나라가 다양한 사치 관광 자원과 인프라를 가지고 있다는 점, 또 한류 열풍, 풍류도 같은 그 전통 선도문화, 그리고 발달된 교통수단 등도 기회 요인으로 이라고 볼 수 있습니다. 우리 웰니스 산업이 지속적으로 성장에 대해서는 이러한 숙제들이 필요합니다. 시간 관계에서 다음 마지막 슬라이드로 다음. 결론입니다. 이 오른쪽에 있는 그림은 인공지능 퍼플렉시티가 그린 미래의 한인 웰니스 상상도입니다. 미래에는 가상현실, 또 증강현실, 혼합현실, 확장현실 등 활용을 메타 웰니스 시대로 과거에는 우리가 직접 자연을 찾아가면서 길을 떠났다면 이제는 시공의 제한 없이 웰니스 활동을 할 수 있을 것입니다. 이제 얼마 남지 않았습니다. 다음. 선가의 명언 중에 아명제약 불유천이라는 말이 있습니다. 나의 명은 나에게 달리는 것이지 하늘에 달리는 것이 아니다. 건강 스스로 다음 눌러주세요. 오늘 여기 참석하신 모든 분들 웰니스를 잘 실천하셔서 건강장수, 고정장수 하시길 바라겠습니다. 이상으로 발표를 마치겠습니다. 감사합니다.
마지막 그림이 인상적이었습니다. 9988-234 한인 웰니스 산업의 현황과 전망에 대해서 좋은 말씀해 주신 정창현 교수님께 다시 한번 감사의 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사합니다. 다음 순서는 닥터 판기타님께서 순서를 이어드리겠습니다.
For the next lecture, we have Dr. Mark Halton from USA with us. He will be talking on the current status and the Ayurveda ecosystem and impact in USA and pathways for future growth. Dr. Mark is known as a pioneer of Ayurveda in the West, which shows his dedication to the development of Ayurveda in West. He is the president and founder of California College of Ayurveda. He has published various research articles in very good impact factor journals as well as many books on Ayurveda. He has been invited across the globe to deliver his thought, and today we are lucky to hear him here. Thank you, Dr. Mark.
감사합니다.
환영합니다.
안녕하세요. I forget now. I'm very happy to be here with all of you. It's an honor, and I want to thank our conference organizers, and I want to thank Prashantji, who has invited me to be here with such gracious host. Thank you so much. And I'd like to also thank the Korean Association of Traditional Medicine that has so graciously welcomed all of us here. Thank you so much. Please turn on the slides. They're having a moment of difficulty with the slides, but it'll be just one moment. While I am waiting for the slides, let me tell you that my goal today is to introduce you to what is happening in the United States of America and how it is in the United States that we have been cultivating Ayurveda and why it is so important, and also where do we go from here? How do we take a traditional medicine and turn it into a mainstream medicine? And this is a very, very important question. So I will answer that question for you today. Let me begin, as again we're waiting for the slide, with a mantra that is very important in Ayurveda. It is called the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, and it means victory over death. And this is a very important mantra. Mantra is important in general because it is a sound vibration that alters the physiology of the body. So we can use sound for healing. This particular mantra is for the purposes of really breaking our attachments. Breaking our attachments is essential to our health and our well-being, and for attaining victory over death. Ultimately, to break our attachment to life itself, so that we are able to achieve self-realization and to be free and liberated from the cycle of suffering, the cycle of birth, and the cycle of death. So, absent of the slides to show you, I will try my best to entertain you. Let me ask you a question. How many of you here are professionals of Ayurvedic medicine, healthcare professionals? How many of you are professionals in the practice of traditional Korean medicine? How many of you know very, very little about Ayurveda? That's what I thought. Many of you are new to this. Okay. Is it working? Still okay. I'm still in entertainment mode. So for those of you who are new, well, we're almost there. For those of you who are new, I'm going to bet that there are two things that you want more than anything else in the world. And even for those of you who are not new, who are Ayurvedic doctors and Korean doctors, there are two things that you want more than anything else. One is optimum health, and two is peace of mind. And these are the two promises of Ayurveda. So I will explain them today. Here you're looking at the California College of Ayurveda. This is a school that I started 30 years ago in the United States. And it was the first college of Ayurvedic medicine in the United States. And perhaps the first college of Ayurvedic medicine outside of India. And we have graduated now more than 3,000 practitioners of Ayurvedic medicine. And they are practicing all over the country. How did we do that? You'll come to see over the course of this talk today. Most recently, we merged our school with Hindu University of America. Hindu University of America is a very serious college for education in Hindu sciences, Hindu philosophy, Sanskrit, and all things related to the knowledge of India. This merger represents a unification, a bringing together, a yoga. Our goal is to bring together the best of the East with the best of the West, and in doing so, serve our community at the highest level. So we're very excited about the new merger that just took place 2 months ago. We did a beautiful opening blessing to our divine healer, Lord Dhanvantari. Om Shri Dhanvantari Murtei Maha. We say in Ayurveda that Ayurveda really cannot be taught without the lessons of the divine healer. Cannot be learned without the lessons of the divine healer. And no healing takes place without the lessons of the divine healer. The divine healer exists inside of us, in our hearts, inside of ourselves. And when the divine healer is awakened, then all healing is possible. This is very important because it does not matter what name you call the divine healer. In Hinduism, it is Lord Dhanvantari. In Buddhism, it might be the medicine Buddha. In Christianity, it might be Christ. It does not matter the name. What matters is that we open our hearts to the divine and allow that divine knowledge to flow through us. And when we do, healing takes place. So we ask today for those blessings. Om Shri Dhanvantari Murtei Maha. In the United States, we have a healthcare crisis. We have it all over the world, and I'm sure you are aware. Some of the main problems that we experience are obesity, diabetes, and hypertension. We're not the only ones. It's present all over the world, but it is worse, I think, in the United States. In fact, I travel around the world, and when I meet most people, what they say is, oh, Americans, when we see them, they're so overweight. Why is that? I look around Korea, and I don't see as much obesity. I've only been here for a week, but I don't see it very much. Okay? In the United States, almost half the country is obese. This is not just overweight. This is very overweight. And another 9% have severe obesity or morbid obesity. So heavy and so overweight that it becomes problematic not only for their health, but also for their life and their relationships and just existing every day. Another 31% are overweight. And if you add that up, wow, 82% of Americans are overweight. This is remarkable if you stop to think about it. And it's costing $173 billion a year just because people are overweight. Wow. That, of course, is related to diabetes mellitus, as the doctors all know. If you are overweight, then you are prone to get diabetes mellitus, which is a blood sugar issue in your body. That is very serious because it can cause blindness and kidney problems, heart problems, and even strokes. This is costing us $400 billion a year. Just in the United States alone, that's $500 billion. And hypertension, which is also related to obesity, but not only obesity. We can be hypertensive and not be overweight.
hypertension, half of Americans have hypertension. Half. That means their blood pressure is too high. They're at risk of heart disease and strokes. And I know that's true in many parts of the world. Another $131 billion managing that. If we consider what Ayurveda can do to reduce obesity, manage diabetes, and treat hypertension, and the doctors here all know how effective Ayurveda is in this. But there's a market just right here on this page of nearly $750 billion. If we can get the message of Ayurveda out there, we can make an incredible difference in the health and the well-being of every single person on this planet and every single one of you. It's not just the physical body that is sick, but the mind is sick in the United States. And this is a failure of our healthcare system. By the way, when we think of Western doctors in the United States, they're really not treating these conditions. They're managing the symptoms of the conditions. They're not treating any of these conditions in the physical body or in the mind. They're treating the consequences of the condition. Thank you. 31% of adults are experiencing anxiety at some point in their lives, and about 20% in any given year. I mean, this is serious anxiety, not just I'm a little nervous to come on stage here today. No, I'm talking about serious anxiety that is interfering with their relationship, with their health, and with their well-being. This is an extraordinary work. It's costing $46 billion, and Ayurveda can treat that too. And we're going to see that it's beyond treating it just at the level of drugs or herbs, but the whole paradigm of Ayurveda has to be applied, and then you can reduce your anxiety dramatically. It's one of the great gifts that Ayurveda has to offer. Depression, too. 1 out of 10 adults have major depressive episodes every year. Major depression, for those of you that are non-practitioners, doesn't mean I'm just not motivated today. I feel a little low. Major depressive disorder means that their depression is so severe that they don't even know why they should be here. They're not even sure that life is worth living. Major depressive disorder is a major cause of suicide, and suicide is a very big problem in the United States. When we look at all of these physical problems and all of these mental problems, we realize that the United States of America itself is sick. This is very, very serious. And our healthcare system is not addressing it. Oh, there's a drug to try to help you feel a little bit better today. There's a drug to try to help you maybe lose weight. There's some new drugs to help with weight loss. But why are we overweight? Why are we so anxious? Why are we so depressed? Why? Nobody is asking this question. And yet Ayurvedic medicine understands the reason why and has outlined a path to healing the cause of these conditions. I have studied many, many systems of medicine around the world, including Western medicine. I have never come upon a system of healthcare so profound, so well articulated, so able to help so many people. And it is deserving of its rightful place all around the world. With the greatest respect meant to my Indian colleagues, Ayurvedic medicine is beyond being Indian. It is global. Ayurvedic medicine is a way of looking at ourselves and our relationship to the world. And when we realize that we are out of harmony with the world, then Ayurveda has an outlined path for us to return to harmony. And when we do, we realize the benefits physically, emotionally, and spiritually as well. These psychological conditions, almost another 50 billion, or actually $500 billion. Let's go to the next slide. But I don't know how to get rid of that part of the top. What this slide is about is that we have, not only do we have problems with physical and mental health that I agree can certainly help us with, but we have a problem with toxicity in our environment. We have a severe problem with toxicity that is part of the root of so many of these conditions. Here you can see the air pollutants, the water pollutants, the soil pollutants that are most common. And what that means is that when we drink water, eat our food, and simply breathe, we're getting sick. Pause for a moment. Think about what I just said. Each of you right now are breathing in toxins. Each of you ate toxins this morning for breakfast. This is a serious problem. And one of the most serious is just paying attention. And actually, Korea has been very much involved in the research into microplastics and nanoplastics. And I'm very excited to be here and to mention that. Microplastics and nanoplastics, the nanoplastics are so small that when they get into our body, they go inside of every cell. They are so small, they go into the nucleus of every cell. They are so small that they interact with the genes and the chromosomes of your body. And they interfere with their functioning. And they become a contributing factor, not only to cancer, but to how your genes are expressed in the cells. This is very serious. Very serious. And when you realize that, you say, well, we have to find a system that's going to clean the body. We don't have a perfect system. But Ayurveda has the deepest system of cleansing that I have ever witnessed. For those of you that don't know, it's called Panchakarma. Panchakarma is a process of eliminating the toxins that have been absorbed into the tissues, not just in the digestive system, but in the smallest cells of your body, so that they excrete those toxins out, and then they can flush them out of the body. Panchakarma is not what we do in spas. Panchakarma is a medical practice for removing the toxins that are built up in the body. It is incredibly profound. And when patients go through Panchakarma for anywhere from a week to a month, it changes their life. It changes their life. One of the consequences of all of this toxicity and living out of harmony with nature is infertility. Infertility is a major problem. Our past speaker spoke so beautifully about how the society is aging overall, but that's not so much because we're living longer, maybe a little bit, but it's because we don't have so much youth coming into the world as we used to. 10% of Americans are infertile. That means they are unable to have children. Men and women have different causes of infertility, but 10%, 1 out of every 10, cannot have children. Under 18, the population is on the decline in the United States, and it's been dropping steadily, and is continuing to drop. One of the reasons is that the sperm count has dropped so low amongst men, it is only half of what it used to be. Half the amount of sperm. From the year 2000 onward, the rate has been accelerating. This is a problem getting worse. Worldwide, back in 1950, the average woman had 5 children. Today, you see, in 2020, less than 2% per woman. And in South Korea, that number is one of the lowest in the world. Only 0.78, less than one child per mother. But this is a problem all over the world. And it's not just toxicity. It is living out of harmony. And when I say that, living out of harmony is more than what we eat. It's more than what we drink. It is also how we organize society and the effect of stress. And one of the beautiful things about Ayurveda is it goes beyond just what you eat and how you live your life, but rather how you organize society as a whole. Are we able to organize society to be harmonious? And if you can, then we will reap the fruit of that, and people will be happy. And happy people want to propagate. Happy people who feel secure, who feel safe, want to have more children. We have so much stress in our world. And there's a great opportunity here for Ayurveda through Panchakarma cleanses, cultivating what we call sattva, which is pure living, which brings about happiness. And Vajakarma care, which is improving the health, the reproductive system of the body of men and animals. There's a whole science to it, and that's part of it. But we have some challenges all over the world in propagating Ayurveda. Because Ayurveda is a different language for many people, and it's a different culture for many people. In the United States, 74% of the population is Christian. 20% say they don't affiliate with any religion. You can see the numbers there for the smaller. Only 1% in the United States are Hindu. Pretty interesting. However, yoga, 17% of the population say, oh, I practice yoga. 1% say I'm a Hindu. They don't realize that yoga is Hinduism. And 14% say they practice pranayama, 11% practice meditation, 47% say they're religious, but 33% say, even though I identify with a religion because I was born into a family, I don't practice. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. 18% say that they don't believe in God. Now, all of this is very interesting numbers, but the importance of this is that we need to understand how to propagate Ayurveda, and it is not by using fancy words, and it's not by dressing it in Hinduism. It is actually by promoting it through yoga. Yoga is become acceptable all over the world, language-wise. All over the world. If we say Hindu, the Christian says, well, I'm not a Hindu. If we say Hindu, the Jew says, I'm not a Hindu. I have to be Hindu to do this? No. But yoga seems to make it to everybody. There's Christians doing yoga and Jews doing yoga. Everybody's doing yoga. And when you go down the road of studying yoga, and you really get serious, you run into Ayurveda. You run into Ayurveda. And through the whole process, you open up your heart to God, to the divine. And through the whole process, you realize that there is many, many names for God. And through the process, you become Hindu. In a sense, you do. Because Hinduism is not really a singular religion. Hinduism is a way of looking at the world and understanding ourselves and our relationship to the world. Still in the United States, only 1% of adults are practicing Ayurveda. So if you're looking for an opportunity, in all countries, we have not saturated the market for Ayurveda. We need more Ayurveda. But we should take a moment to look at how it is that we got where we are. In the 1970s, the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi brought Ayurveda to the United States. Now, plant seeds were planted before, but that was the first big movement. It was very good because it built interest. It was very bad because when somebody does something, they sometimes want to take the credit for it, and the ego gets in the way. And we got limited by the same thing that helped us. The Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's organization tried said, nobody else can practice Ayurveda. Only we do. We owned Ayurveda. It took going to court and suing the organization to gain the right to teach Ayurveda in the United States. So therefore they changed the name to Maharishi Ayurveda. We had some wonderful teachers come in the 80s, Dr. Vasant Lad, Dr. Sunil Joshi, Dr. Tuguna. In the 1990s, Deepak Chopra wrote Perfect Health. And Perfect Health broke open the gates, and the public became aware of Ayurveda. Pick up this book, it's groundbreaking. Dr. David Frawley started the American Institute of Vedic Studies. He was my first teacher in Ayurvedic medicine. Robert Svoboda was the first American formally trained in India, came to the United States and started to propagate Ayurveda as well. And the California College of Ayurveda opened its doors in 1995 with the support of David Frawley, also the support of my other teacher, Dr. Subhash Ranade. Dr. Subhash Ranade has been all over the world spreading the knowledge of Ayurvedic medicine. And some of those seeds have grown beautifully. And the California College of Ayurveda is one of those seeds. In the 2000s, more schools started opening, and also more associations started to form. I founded, along with my students, the National Ayurvedic Medical Association and the California Association of Ayurvedic Medicine. But we have a lot of division in the United States. We're not unified. So an effort just begun. It just formally began last week of the American Society of Ayurveda to bring everybody together to see if it is successful or not. And now there's a race for accreditation for schools. And accreditation is a necessary part of the development of Ayurveda amongst the schools. We have to grow beyond products. Products are easy. You make a product, you follow the rules of your country, and you can get products out there. Anybody can make products. You just have to have the infrastructure to invest in marketing your product. There's many good formulas and many good herbalists. We have to go beyond that. We also need good practitioners. And by good practitioners, I mean people who are well trained and really love Ayurveda. Not practitioners who they're just doing it because there's nothing else. But people who really, really love Ayurveda, who are committed to educating their communities. And we have to get the big idea. What I'm going to end on, because I have a couple of more minutes, is a couple of big ideas for you. These are the messages that you have to get out to the public. If they can learn just these few messages, then you can grow Ayurveda in any country. First is, where there's harmony, there is health. Where there is disharmony, there is disease. Very simple, isn't it? And yet, do you ask yourself when you get sick, where was I living out of harmony? That's an important question, isn't it? We all get sick, and we all sometimes live out of harmony, don't we? So where am I living out of harmony? Is it my diet? Is it my lifestyle? It is somewhere, because I would not get sick if I was not living out of harmony. In fact, your symptoms are your body's voice telling you that you are out of harmony. Nothing is right for everyone. Everything is right for someone. Ayurveda is the path of understanding what is right for you. This is what makes Ayurveda unique. Nowhere else do I see such individualized medicine that says, I have the medicine for you. Not the medicine for the disease. I'm not treating rheumatoid arthritis, I'm treating rheumatoid arthritis in how it is affecting you as a unique individual. This is the beautiful part of Ayurvedic diagnosis. It treats you as an individual. Nobody has ever had the disease that you have. There's never been another you. And your path toward optimal health is different than my path. Ayurveda is the path of understanding what is right for you. And lastly, there are two things everybody wants. And I started out with this. Optimal health and peace of mind. simply keep talking about that. That's what it's all about. And you don't get one without the other, and that's important. How can you not have peace of mind and still expect to be healthy? Can you be healthy if you are stressed? No. We know today more than ever, Western science is slowly catching on. They know that when you are stressed, when you are depressed, when you are less than excited about life, the brain produces a molecule. Many. One of them is called interleukin 6. Interleukin 6, IL-6, it attaches itself to the cell, and then it down-regulates your immune system, making it more difficult for you to fight off cancer, making it more difficult for you to recover from COVID or any infectious disease. We heal when we have peace of mind. We struggle to heal when we're depressed, when we're anxious, when we're unhappy, when we are pessimistic. So Ayurveda understands that these two are intricately connected together and you cannot separate them. And while peace of mind is essential, there is no peace of mind without staying connected to the divine in whatever way you do. I tell all of my patients, whatever your spiritual journey is, go deeper. Go deeper. If you're a Christian, go deeper. Jew, deeper. Hindu, deeper. I'm not here to tell you what to practice or how to find God or what God is. If you're inspired because of our work together, beautiful. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here, though, to support you to become connected to something that is greater than yourself. When you connect to something that is greater than yourself, you become more selfless. And when you become more selfless, then we use the word karma. You don't generate karma. You don't generate suffering. Selfishness creates suffering. So my hope for all of you is that you are able to create optimum health and peace of mind through creating harmony in your lives, by finding your connection to the divine, experiencing peace of mind, and allowing your physiology to perform as it was designed to do, to keep you optimally healthy. Many blessings on your healing journey. Namaste.
Thank you very much, Mark, for the wonderful word. And yes, we definitely will remember two things for life. Our next speaker is Dr. Antonio Morandi from Italy, but unfortunately, because of some reasons, he couldn't join us in person here. But he has sent his work through a beautiful presentation from Italy. So I'll ask our team to please present telecast his video. Dr. Antonio Morandi is a specialist in neurology and Ayurveda. He is the founder and director of Ayurveda Point, Milan, Italy. He is president of Italian Scientific Society for Ayurvedic Medicines. He has delivered lectures at several universities and conferences around the world. He is chief editor in different international scientific journals, and recently he has published a very good article on Ashwagandha, which is a must read. So if anyone is interested, please read that article.
Thank you, everyone, the organizer, for inviting me to this very important event, the International Wellness Fest 2024 in the section of Ayurveda. I am Dr. Antonio Morandi. I am from Italy. I am a medical doctor and an expert in Ayurveda, and I've been called to speak about the Ayurveda ecosystem impacted in Italy and partly for future growth. But before this, as I always do before every lesson, every presentation, every conference, I want to give homage and greetings to our teachers, to all the teachers, because without them we will not be here. Teachers are very important. So, where is Italy? Italy is here in the west. Here is India, and approximately here is South Korea. I wanted to present this to show that we are pretty far one from the other, but there are some similarities between Italy and South Korea that we will see, and that are very important for Ayurveda and for our work. Italy is part of Europe. Italy is this small country that has the shape like a boot. And these are the data that I want to show you, and on which we have to make some consideration. From these data, we see that Italy and South Korea have something very much in common, which is the aging population. The median age of Italy and South Korea is very similar compared, for example, to India. India is a very young country, and our fertility ratio is low. The growth population of Italy is negative. We have a very low birth rate and a very high number in percentage of population after 65 years. This means that our population are aging. And this, has a series of consequences. The first one is that there is an increase in aging-related disease. And the second one is that there is a huge need of prevention. And this is what is fundamental Ayurveda. Ayurveda is fantastic and, as you know, is very good in prevention and in care of diseases related to old age and how to prevent the disease of old age. As I was telling you, Italy is Europe. Europe is an ensemble of countries. We have some common regulation for many things, but for Ayurveda, they are pretty much different. This is the situation in Europe. In Europe, each European country has a different legislation on traditional complementary medicine and Ayurveda. Each European country has different education systems in Ayurveda. Within each European country, there are different education levels in Ayurveda. Within each European country, there are different ideas on what is Ayurveda. In most of European countries, it is necessary to be a conventional medical doctor, as I am, to practice Ayurveda. In Europe, there are many restrictions on the import and use of Ayurvedic herbs, and in most European countries, Indian Ayurvedic drugs are illegal to import and use unless they meet the strict European requirements. So it's not a easy environment where we have to work. But notwithstanding this, Ayurveda is growing. And in Italy, we have a very nice situation about Ayurveda. Let's see how is the current scenario in Italy for Ayurveda. Ayurveda is acknowledged as a medical act by the Italian Federation of Medical Boards. Ayurveda is covered by medical malpractice insurance for doctors and technicians. We call technicians not a therapist in Italy, but this is because of a bureaucratic problem. Some private insurance partially reimburse Ayurveda treatments, Ayurveda physical treatments that are very important in Ayurveda. Of course, the treatments that have to have a medical prescription and they have to be performed by certified technicians. Certified Ayurveda technician is an acknowledged profession by the Italian government and is protected as a profession. At the university, at the medical school in Milan, there is introduction of Ayurveda, and this is a very important indicator of the possibility to have a good relationship with modern medicine. Ayurvedic medical products are sold as food supplements in pharmacies, and Ayurveda are sold with no qualifications, but after adequate registration in Italy and in Europe under the Cosmetic Act. The fact that Ayurvedic medicinal products are sold as food supplements in pharmacies is very important because it is linked very much to the idea of Ayurvedic products of Ayurveda with health, and not just with the wellness. So all these fact together show a growing integration with the conventional care system in Italy. But how this was possible? There have been milestones, because this has been a process which has not been built by one day to another. It's a process that lasted years and years. So these are the milestones of the last 25 years. And are all facts that one reinforces the other. They are all facts which are important for the validation and the consequent diffusion of a credible image of Ayurveda. The first one is that in 2001 the establishment of the first comprehensive Ayurvedic education program by Ayurvedic Point. The importance of this is that for the first time there was a comprehensive Ayurvedic education program for doctors and for therapists or clinicians built in a way that were comparable to Ayurvedic official university courses. In 2002, in the acknowledgement of Ayurveda's Medical Act by the Italian Federation of the Boards of Medical Doctors, Surgeons and Dentists, in 2002 always, the foundation of the Italian Scientific Society for Ayurvedic Medicine. In 2007, a school of Ayurveda, Ayurvedic Point, received the ISO 9001 certification for the quality of teaching activity. This is the first of its kind in Italy and in Europe. After that, many others have received. But in 2007, they were the first. In 2007, many universities did not have this kind of certification. In 2009, in 2010 in India, and in 2016 in Milan, there have been very important international congresses on Ayurveda. Breakthrough congresses in which Ayurveda was put together with modern medicine and with science like physics. In 2012, there has been the creation of a specific register of medical doctor expert in Ayurveda and selected provincial boards of medical doctors, surgeons and dentists. This is very important because for the first time there is an official document in the board of medical doctors, which is the board that certifies the activity of a doctor in Italy, is the possibility to register as an Ayurvedic doctor or a medical doctor expert, provided that you have the education available for doing so. In 2012, a course of Ayurveda for doctors, always in the School of Ayurvedic Point, is accredited as continuous medical education, which is an official course valid for physician training and adjournment. In 2016, a very important event at the Senate of the Republic of Italy has been the National Symposium of National Health System, Equal Health Right and Traditional Complementary and Conventional Medicine. In this symposium, for the first time, we spoke about the importance of Ayurveda in the national health system and the importance of the profession of technicians or therapists. In 2017, the Minister of Health appoints Ayurvedic Point as a Religious Infocell for the first time for the dissemination of the system of medicine. In 2018, there has been the establishment of the elective course at the Faculty of Medicine, as I was stated before. In 2019, finally, the technician Ayurveda is a profession accredited by the National Institute of Fundamental, certified by FAC Certificate Accredited and protected according to the law for 2013 for the regulation of non-regulated profession. So all these milestones all together build what is the credibility that Ayurveda has now in Italy that allows the growth that we are seeing in these days. Can quantify this growth by analyzing a little bit the market indicators. It is very peculiar to see that Italy leads Europe with 26% of the food supplement market. Is the first one. With 4 billion in 2022, projected to be 5.22 billion in 2028. Of these, the Italian herbal product market, a market in which there are Ayurvedic products, is valued at 2.9 billion in 2022, reflecting a 16.2 increase from 2019, a huge increase. Of course, India is the primary contributor in Italy for this kind of market, and from here we can estimate a very supplement market of about 300 million euros in 2022 and they projected to be over $500 billion in 2028, with a growth between 10 and 12% a year. Another important thing is that 87% of Italians use a supplement in general for wellness, for favoring natural health. And this is an expression on the fact that there is a natural attitude in Italians to use natural products. 78% of the sales, it happens through pharmacies. Of course, this is very important for what I told you before, is linked to the products we get, and they give to the population the assurance on the quality of the products, of the everyday products in this case. COVID has been very funny, the situation, because COVID has been something good for Ayurveda. Because the trend, post-COVID, there is an increased demand for Ayurveda. There is a higher importance that people give to a strong health and immunity, and so they are asking for the need for healthy and conscious living. And after COVID, 80% of Italians increased their use in food supplement, in natural medicinal products. So, milestone market indicators altogether, they create what is the milieu in which is growing Ayurveda. We have to admit that all these are in some way catalyzing this growth. There are some catalysts of Ayurvedic growth. And the catalyst is a mix of things between the milestone that we have seen and the consequences of the market indicators. Because, the establishment of the first comprehensive Ayurvedic education program has been a very important event, like the pioneering efforts in gaining medical recognition, like the consistent advocacy for professional standards, bridging traditional knowledge with modern healthcare needs, groundbreaking research activities ending in publication of peer-reviewed scientific papers in collaboration with renowned academic institutions, the organization of breakthrough international scientific congress that were facilitating international collaboration and knowledge exchange, and that were fostering the dialogue between Ayurveda and modern medicine. All these things have been very important. And all these things, the impact of these concentrated efforts in education, research, and scientific discourse cannot absolutely be overstated. They have been crucial, not only to the diffusion of Ayurveda, but in establishing a profile of seriousness and credibility for the discipline in Italy and beyond. This comprehensive approach encompassing education, clinical practice, research, and international collaboration has been the cornerstone of Ayurveda recognition in Italy. And this has been the activity of mainly Ayurvedic Point and the entire Scientific Society for Ayurveda. This comprehensive initiative spearheaded by this institution has been instrumental in establishing Ayurveda's credibility and driving its growth in Italy. I mean, Ayurvedic Point is my institution, so I should not be so explicit with these things, but it's the truth. We cannot deny it. We have worked night and day, and we have devoted all our life to Ayurveda and its diffusion. Ayurvedic Point, as I was telling you, is an Institute of Ayurveda Education Health and Research founded in 2001. They got the ISO 9001 certification for teaching, has been appointed as Ayush Infocell, and is honored to have a 23 years continuous collaboration for clinical and teaching program with SNA Taikatunu Shala of Trishur in India and with Professor Narayan Mandi. We have three sections: the School of Ayurveda, the clinical section, and the research section. The School of Ayurveda is the more preeminent. We have study plans together with WHO for training Ayurveda. We have a 4-year course for medical doctors, 4-year course for Ayurveda technicians, advanced course in Vasta Vita for prevention of conscious living, advanced course in Pranayama therapy, course in Ayurveda nutrition. The diploma that the doctors get from our school is sufficient to be enlisted in the register of medical doctors expert in Ayurveda. We have been accredited as qualified course and a qualified training institution for for technician, and we are part of the program of the course Introduction to Ayurveda of the medical school in Milan. The clinic is an outpatient clinic, is in Milan. We have 5 doctors, 6 technicians, about 20,000 patients treated so far, and we offer also periodic intensive clinical retreat. We cannot have a clinic in Italy, an inpatient clinic, because there are a lot of bureaucratic problems that we still have to overcome. And in research, we are a collaboration with international scientific institution, and we also clinically a part of clinical and experimental study. We organize, as told before, international congresses and symposium, and we have over 100 publications with the name of Ayurveda Point, which is very important to document our continuous activity. Here in this picture you can see some of our spaces, so some of our activities, our students, our patients, patients not because they are sure that, but you can see our spaces and our happiness, because we're very happy for our activities. We devote our life to Ayurveda, and we're happy to be part of this beautiful life. So, what is the future outlook of Ayurveda in Italy and in Europe? Because of course, Italy is in Europe, and we have a lot of relationships with all the other countries, and other institutions that are in Europe, and we try to work all together. We have a great development potential in preventive healthcare. We have an increased dialogue with conventional medicine. We have the possibility to increase the regulatory progress for a broader recognition of Ayurvedic practitioner, better harmonization of Ayurvedic product, and other possibilities. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done from now on. We can grow even more. And there are particular points that we have, on which we have to focus, because this is what the people in this historical moment want. There is a growth in the awareness of the people, and the people in fact want to be aware, and so the focus has to be on awareness and conscious living, with promotion of Ayurvedic lifestyle principle, integration of yoga and Ayurvedic practices, immunity boosting, personal health and management education, and personalized preventive care. You have to tell people what they can do with Ayurveda, not what Ayurveda can do, what they can do with Ayurveda, because Ayurveda is themselves, Ayurveda is ourselves. So we are Ayurveda, and we have to understand what we can do with ourselves. So what we can do with Ayurveda and ourselves. This is what we have to teach the people, and this is what the people want now. Of course, there are some challenges. And the challenges are what you were saying at the beginning, regulatory density across Europe, restriction on Ayurvedic medicine and herbs, limited integration in mainstream healthcare, lack of standardization education across institutions. But there are also pathways for future growth. That these pathways for future growth are for Italy and for Europe and for all of us, for the world. There is the harmonization of Ayurveda education and practice across Europe, and I would say across the world. Structured collaboration with Indian Irish Ministry, which is fundamental, which is absolutely crucial and of paramount importance. We have to have joint research initiative, exchange program for practitioners and students. They have to be the core of these structured collaborations. Development of Ayurveda international organization network. We have to harmonize and coordinate the efforts across countries, across the world. And we have to share best practice and research findings. We have to have a lobbying activity for modification of existing laws. And this is something very important. It's very important in Europe, but I think it's very important from all over the world. Because we have to work toward recognition of Ayurvedic medicine, and we have to advocate for inclusion in national health policies. And this is very, very important. And then, of course, we have to have increased research collaboration. With this, I finish. But this is not the end. Of course, this is just the beginning of a bright future, the beginning of a bright future for all of us, for the happiness of our lives, life for the efficient Ayurveda. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Antonio Morandi, for a very to-the-point presentation. Though he was not with us here presently, but still he made us feel his present through his presentation. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now let's meet Ayurvedic physician, author, public speaker, TV personality, and trailblazer in Ayurvedic telemedicine, Dr. Pratap Chauhan, sir. Director of Ayurveda, man who believe his dream is to see Ayurveda in every home, and for the same, he has bring out the concept of Jiva Ayurgram. Sir has been awarded with World Summit Award by United States nation, also Ayurveda Ratna Award by European Parliament in Belgium, and so many more awards. And I'm so proud to say he and his team every day consults 8,000 patients for Ayurveda consultations. That's huge. Let's hear from the legend who see Ayurveda everywhere.
Thank you. Namaste. I think I'll just take it from where Dr. Morendi just finished. He said that we are Ayurveda. So this is something very interesting. If this works. Should I do it? It works. Okay, that side. Huh? Okay, thank you. So, Ayurveda, as we know, is very popular word now all over the world. But many people do not know what Ayurveda actually means. There is a lot of confusion. Most people think Ayurveda is some oil massage. That's what you see in the photo everywhere. Shirodhara photo. Some people think that Ayurveda is some kind of cosmetics. Or some people who are a little bit more deeper into that, they will understand Ayurveda is Ashwagandha or Triphala or something like that. But this works or not? That's it. Okay, so Ayurveda, as you can see here, it's made up of two words, Ayush and Veda. And Ayush, as you can see, it's a very nicely defined in our Ayurvedic textbooks. It's a combination of four things: body, mind, senses, and soul. How many of you have a body? And senses, and mind, and soul? So it's you are Ayurveda. It's about you. Normally I say that it's the instruction manual for the human system, like when you buy a phone or when you buy some gadget, you get a booklet with that. So that's Ayurveda. I'm sorry this is not working. So somebody has to move the slides. Next. So, Dr. Mark, he spoke about that people are having different kind of religions. Somebody is practicing Christianity, somebody is practicing Judaism, Hinduism. But Ayurveda is the religion of every human being. Because this is about us. Any problem that you have in any part of your system, Ayurveda has a solution. So if you have not ever looked at the manual, then it's evident that people have to be unhappy, they have to be anxious, they have to be depressed, they have to have diabetes or obesity or whatever, all these challenges that the world is facing today. We all have to have those things because we have never looked at the manual. And when I say manual, it's not only medicines, there's a whole system that Ayurveda describes, and I'm going to briefly mention that, why it is. Somebody has to move the slides, please. I think this is not working, I'm sorry. So it's the science of life, which normally people say, but I don't really say this is a science of life. I say it's the science of Ayush. Because then you will ask me what is Ayush, and then I can explain. Body, senses, mind and soul. So it's all about you, it's a manual. And keep moving the slides, please. There's something, It's not just curative, it's not just a medical science, it's also preventive. As you see, there is a very beautiful, aim of Ayurveda described in our textbooks. Prayojanam chasya swasthasya आत्मस्य स्वास्थ्य रक्षणम आतुरस्य विकार प्रश्नों थे. Next slide please. And it's not medicines, it's about your nutrition. Next, it's about lifestyle, it's about your mental activity, it's medicine and it's therapy. In Ayurveda we say ahara, vihara, vichar, poshan and kriya. So this is a great, science, and I don't just say this is some traditional medicine, it's actually a science. And it's much more deeper science than most of the so-called traditional medical systems that we see in the world today. Next slide. So I give you a brief graph here. If you look at this graph, this shows that how in the last 100 years we have increased the lifespan of the human beings. And the lifespan, of course, we can say that this is because of the modern medical system, which was very prevalent, and they invented some wonderful drugs against infection or some kind of communicable diseases which were killing many people in those years. Modern science actually invented. So life expectancy has increased from 33 years to an average of 72 years in the last 100 years. This is something which we can appreciate is the job done by the modern medical system, which is good. But if you go to the next slide and we see another interesting thing, this is a study that was done by McKinsey, and they show that although the life expectancy has increased almost doubled in the last 100 years. 1960, if you see, it was 54 years. 2019, 73 years. But there is an interesting thing you can see in the slide, that the poor health or the moderate health of the people has not changed. Even 50 years ago or more than that, 70 years ago, the people who were suffering poor or moderate health was 50% people of the world population. And even to 2019, it's the same number. So although we have added life, we have added years to our life, right? We have increased the lifespan. But have we added life to our years? This is a very good question. And when I say life, I just said to you before, Ayurveda is the science of life. So we have not added Ayurveda to our life. That is why we remain in the same situation. Still, popping in a lot of pills. Even if you are like 75 or 89 years old, you are taking 15 tablets and you are not really mentally very happy. You are feeling lonely, you have emotional problems, so many problems. So Ayurveda comes in to actually add life to your years. Even if you are living for 33 years only, your life will be full of joy, full of love, full of peace, full of happiness. Because health in Ayurveda does not only mean absence of disease. We are seeing in the world today, there are many people who go to the hospital, they do all the tests, everything is normal, but they are not happy. They have problems, they have social problems, they have relation problems. Ayurveda solves all these problems, even your financial problem, Ayurveda can solve. So this is what Ayurveda has to offer. Next slide. This is very interesting. This is another study which I am showing you the slides here, where they show what will be the disease burden in next 20 years. From 2020 to 2040, which diseases will increase in the world. This is something you have to pay attention to, and that's where Ayurveda will come into picture. If you look at all these gray circles here, these are all, like you can see, cardiovascular disease, musculoskeletal disease, neurological disorders, kidney, diabetes, and vision problem, hearing problems, or mental disorders. If you just try to understand chronic degenerative diseases, this is something which is going to increase in next 20 years. And all these diseases are non-communicable. They are non-communicable diseases. They are related to your lifestyle. When I say lifestyle disorders, which is now #1 in the world, I don't only mean that you have a wrong lifestyle. Lifestyle includes your food, your behavior, your relations, your society, everything. So The common question I normally ask people that if you are suffering from a lifestyle disorder, which is so many things here, why are you popping in a tablet? If the cause of your disease is wrong lifestyle, why don't you change your lifestyle? What's the purpose of taking a tablet? It's that simple. That's why Ayurveda say that the root cause of our suffering is misuse of intelligence, non-use of our intelligence. How many of you have intelligence? Please raise your hands. Intelligence. Some people are not raising hands. So if you have intelligence, please use it. Pragya Parad or Prajna Parad is mentioned in Ayurveda is the root of all sufferings. So we have intelligence, we should use it, and the question we should always ask, whatever is the suffering, whatever the disease, why? Why do I have it? This is a simple question. Like we do for anything else. If you have a problem in your bathroom, you always see why there is a problem. The problem with your car, why there is a problem. When your computer, your mobile, we ask this question why. There we are using intelligence. But when it comes to this car or this gadget, no intelligence. We just go to the doctor and the prescription and take it in, and you don't even know what this is going to do to your liver, to your kidney. So this is non-communicable diseases are the bulk of the disease burden that's going to increase. These red circles are the infectious diseases, which is very low. They will stay there, but they're not going to increase much. How well we are prepared to handle this disease burden, which is going to be in the next 10 years. Next slide, please. So this is where we have to see now. This is another slide, very interesting, that what is the potential, the current today's healthcare system, if you look at the world healthcare system today, what is the potential to handle all these diseases? If you look at all these, the red things, they are on the top, which I just mentioned. These are all the infectious diseases. So we are very good at maybe, handling all this, but when it comes, if you come down, all these diseases in the blue strips you see here, we are not really capable. Look at the last one, mental health. We are only capable of handling 14%, 86%. We have no idea what to do with these mental diseases. And this is our so-called current healthcare system of the world, which we say it's quite advanced, quite modern, but look at the situation. So currently, not fully equipped to tackle the menace of growing chronic burden of these diseases. Next. Now, this is where I want to show you a difference between the conventional medical system, which we call the modern medical science. Next, please. And the authentic Ayurvedic treatment system. So if you look at the conventional treatment, which is called reductionist drug-oriented approach. So what we do is we actually treat the disease and do the disease examination. And Ayurveda is called Rog Pariksha. Only Rog is, go for the CT scan. And that also we don't go really into the mind. We're only looking at the physical body. And then we do a symptomatic orientation disease management, which means if you have high blood pressure, I give you something to bring down the blood pressure. If your sugar is high, I give you something to bring down your sugar. I don't do anything else to actually treat the root cause. And when it comes to Ayurveda, in Ayurveda we are doing not only the Rog Pariksha, which is a disease examination, we also do Rogi Pariksha. This is something very unique about Ayurveda. We are checking the person, the Prakriti, Vikriti, all these things, which dosha, what is the situation of the Agni, what's happening with the metabolism, what's happening with the tissues, what's happening with your, elimination of the waste products, and of course what's happening with your mind, your emotions, your relations, everything. A typical Ayurvedic consultation is where we are checking. Sometimes, patient asks me, why are you asking about my relations? I have a constipation. Why are you asking me how are your relations? No, the constipation has a connection with your relations also. Constipation has a connection with your emotions also. So therefore in Ayurveda we do 360-degree checkup. Wonderful diagnostic methods we have in Ayurveda, which are not really like so much into that. We do use the modern medical diagnostics also. We do look at them also. But we have our own system. And of course, The beauty of Ayurveda is that when we go into the treatment part, Samprapti is such a beautiful thing. Those of you who are Ayurvedic doctors, this is called the pathogenesis of disease. How did the disease actually manifest in your system? It's not that we're looking at diabetes. From where did it start? 70% of diabetic patients who are coming to my clinic now, they have fatty liver. So the trouble is in the liver, it's not in the pancreas. Nothing wrong with the pancreas. You do all the tests. Insulin is good, but insulin resistance is there. So we in Ayurveda, we have beautiful system of, all the making a pathogenesis and breaking this pathogenesis is chikitsa. It's very good. It all starts with Nidan Parivarjana, like first stop the root cause. There are so many people I've seen in the world who have, let's say, just simple thing, hyperacidity. Every morning they pop in an antacid tablet, which is very popular all over the world, and 5 minutes after that they drink a coffee. This is called something is wrong here. Your house is on fire, and of course you are putting some water, which is antacid, but then you put some petrol. And not only one time, some people 3 times, 4 times. I had a patient, she was a PhD, a professor, intelligent, and she had burning eczema all over the body. I asked her how in India we love chai. Masala chai is very popular. I asked her how many times you drink chai. She said 10 times a day. So I said, you will have to stop it. She's asking me a question, can I drink twice? I said, madam, you are asking the wrong question. You are asking me that my house is on fire. Can I put petrol twice a day? I will not put 10 times a day, but twice a day. This is what happens. So Ayurveda is very well equipped. It's a whole person, holistic health approach. These days, 90% of the cases who have physical diseases which are coming to my clinic, they have a root in the mind. So that's why we have started, along with our so-called Yukti Vipassana Chikitsa, which is physical, Panchakarma, all that, we have started Sattva Vajra Chikitsa now, mind well-being. And the results are amazing. We have also started the spiritual treatment, Sattva Vajra and Deva Vipassana Chikitsa. So this is the power of Ayurveda. Next slide, please. So, briefly, go back. Briefly, it's a whole person approach. As you can see, multiple disease and problems. So it's not that the pitta in your stomach is going to stay only as hyperacidity. The same pitta, when it moves to your tongue, is going to cause mouth ulcers. When it goes into your colon, then an ulcerative colitis. If it goes into your skin, then it's some kind of a skin disease. So Ayurveda is not just trying to catch the fish, it's going to the root and killing the root cause of the problem, so that everything will be taken care. And the root cause means disease reversal and health promotion is the main root, I can say the Chikitsa Sutra that we use, or the protocol, treatment protocol that we use in Ayurveda. Next. So this slide is very important. I love this and I talk about it all the time. Many people still consider, especially when we go in this kind of conference, they think like you have Korean traditional medicine or Japanese traditional medicine or Chinese traditional medicine. No, they think Ayurveda is also like this. No, Ayurveda is way beyond that. I think by now you already have understood that we're not talking about just physical, some herbs or some formulations or some kind of protocols. We're actually talking about a whole system, and it's not just like some kind of a practice that somebody was doing this practice and then it was evolved. There is a complete anatomy, there is physiology, there is pathology, there is all diagnostic method, there is drug manufacture processes. Everything is very deep and very detailed. So that's the difference. Next slide. Now, what is the Ayurveda impact? Just to give you, a lot of people already have spoken about it. If you look at the market size, the growth of Ayurveda market, which was 9 billion in 2019, this is about India, this is the market size in India, is projected up, will be $27 billion by 2025. The growth rate is 17%. Those of you who are interested to get into Ayurveda business, these figures will be a little bit interesting for you. The wellness tourism, of course, is in 2021. This was $3 billion, both India and Sri Lanka. Consumer trends, significant growth, especially after COVID. A lot of people now are moving into this section, and their focus is more natural, herbal, organic products. This is becoming a big boom, not only in India but all over the world. And of course, the Western adoption. We have heard from Italy, from US, and that how people there are actually now after yoga. Next thing is Ayurveda. There is no doubt about, as Dr. Mark mentioned, I also see this trend, and because when people start getting to yoga, meditation, pranayama, then automatically they're thinking about like sattvic food, they're looking for natural food, they're looking for organic things, herbal products, so they have to come to us. And Ayurveda is now actually becoming more and more popular, whatever way it is. So this is what we can say is the impact. Next. And Ayurveda as an organized industry, so please, it's rapidly growing, especially like food supplements, nutrition, health supplements, medical treatment, wellness services. It's a big thing now, this wellness tourism, or what is called medical value tourism. So many patients. We have a hospital just outside of Delhi. I think we have received already patients. It was opened a few years ago. From more than 37 countries we have received patients. And all these patients are difficult, so-called incurable conditions. Ayurveda definitely is a well-regulated, structured and evolved sector, dedicated, especially now we have a special ministry of Ayush in India, which has done a lot of work. There are 3,000 plus hospitals in India and 700,000 registered Ayurvedic or Ayush practitioners in India. So there is a huge ecosystem already existing there. Ayush research portal. This is something many people always question, that Ayurveda has no research. For your information, please go and look at the Ayush portal. There are 40,000 research publications are available there for you to go and study. And of course, there is a strong growth in this sector, which is, as I mentioned, is projected to be $27 billion by 2025, which is next year. Next slide. So way forward, this is what I was told that we have to speak a little bit. So one thing is we have to mainstream Ayurveda and globalize it. Like we are doing this conference here, so this is the part of globalizing Ayurveda. But mainstreaming, especially in India, we are doing a lot of work. And thanks to our very energetic and futuristic Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, when he became Prime Minister, the first job he did, that he set up a separate ministry in 2014, Ayush ministry. I travel a lot all over the world. I actually traveled to more than 40 countries, and people were very surprised to see this. They used to ask me, you have a minister for yoga in India? This is something very surprising, a minister for yoga. So yes, and of course the International Yoga Day, that became very popular now. We have started something on the same line for Ayurveda also. We're doing a International Ayurveda Day, which is coming up end of October. Last year, I think more than 100 countries participated in that. That's another something. Of course, there are 40 information cells in embassies, Indian embassies and missions. Now there are special, in charge for spreading Ayush, which means yoga, Ayurveda and all that. And I think some of you are aware of this, that the first traditional medicine center is being established in India. It's already functional. So that is going to give a big boost to this sector, which is not only just Ayurveda, but all the traditional medical system from all over the world, because a lot of research work is already started, organized by WHO. I was also part of that. People from 70 countries participated in that, and it was a great discussion which was held there. And of course, recently, Ayurveda system has been included in the WHO ICD-11, which is very, very, good news for Ayurveda, because now it's coming at par with other medical systems. So this is some of the things that have happened recently for mainstreaming and globalizing Ayurveda. Next. Now, just coming to some of the final slides. This is a great opportunity, especially for the Indian government and Indian people, because if we want to create a medical or what we call a healthcare system, what we have today actually in the world, I don't really call it a healthcare system. It is a disease care system, because we have some tablets, some medicines to manage diseases. But healthcare system, if we want to create, we are in a very good position. If you look at India, we have a good quality of medical talent. You can see in many Western countries, doctors are, many of them are Indians actually, medical doctors. Especially if you go to US, there's a huge population of medical doctors who are working there. And if you see technology, which is digital health, IT is something which India is known for in all over the world. A lot of IT engineers are Indians. And then we have Ayurveda. So if you mix all these three, I'm not talking here only about Ayurvedic medicines, but even if we also combine the modern medical doctors, like we have some doctors here who are also having a background in modern medicine. Dr. Morandi himself, you just heard him, he's a good friend. He's also a modern medicine doctor, but then he studied Ayurveda. I have many good friends all over the world. In Japan, we are doing a very nice project. There are 10 doctors who actually give their patients to us. Those patients which they cannot treat, they give to us. We do the consultations, we send the treatment protocols for them, and the local monitoring is done by the doctor. So I think this is a great opportunity to create a global healthcare model which is affordable, accessible, and sustainable. I say sustainable because when it comes to Ayurvedic care, it's not necessary that you have to always give them some medicine. Sometimes just meditation works, or some mind well-being is so effective. So, and more than that, what we already saw, that the chronic burden of chronic and degenerative disease is going to increase, non-communicable disease is going to increase. So this is where Ayurveda and this whole model of what we call integrative medicine, which is already has started. The Ayush Ministry has already taken this initiative, and they are trying to work with modern medical doctors and creating protocols which are called integrative treatment protocols. In our organization, which is called Jiva Ayurveda, we have been working also on this. Many of us who are Ayurvedic practitioners, we actually work with integrative model. For example, a patient who is suffering from diabetes for last 25 years and is on insulin, and if he comes to me for treatment, I'm not going to stop his insulin just on day one. So we keep with both treatments. I start my treatment, and as I see the improvement, then we taper down the other medicines. So this is the integrative model, and of course more is going to come. One of the greatest things that Ayurveda can offer is this point here: secondary and tertiary preventive care. Suppose somebody has diabetes. Now there is nothing we offer to this person. I have a very good friend who is a nephrologist. So many kidney patients come. The root cause is diabetes. They were never told that how you can prevent blindness, how you can prevent retinopathy, neuropathy, or nephropathy. So many diabetic patients are actually going into this so-called secondary and tertiary problems, which Ayurveda can handle very easily, very easily. Not much great effort is needed. Even if these people go and do a panchakarma once a year, just once a year panchakarma, proper panchakarma, all the toxins, kidney is cleaned, liver is cleaned, this will be done. Of course, there's so many other things. If we bring in some simple supplements. Last year, I happened to meet some NIH scientists in US, and they were telling me that in America, at the age of 65, average number of tablets a patient is taking like 10-15 tablets. And all these tablets are going to damage your liver. After that, organ failure started. So I was suggesting that why can't we just introduce one pill to prevent or protect the liver, just a herbal supplement. which is easy. One tablet to prevent your kidney. Let them take the tablets, but at least do the prevention. So this is something which is very, very much effective and can be done very easily. Of course, we are attracting at present lot of people from Europe and America in our hospitals, Ayurvedic hospitals. When we see modern medicine hospitals in our country, most people are coming from Africa, Bangladesh, or all these countries, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, where there is no good medical facilities. But when it comes to Ayurveda, we have patients from all the developed countries where they have the best medical facilities, because they have realized that there is something we have to do, differently. It's not just managing the symptoms. So that's also that we are seeing, and of course, there is a 7 trillion, I think somebody said $5.6 trillion wellness industry. Professor here he mentioned, but I was saying it's a 7 trillion wellness economy, and we have not really even entered into it yet. We're doing a very small fraction of it, 27 billion we are saying. Even the yoga, the people who make the yoga mats and so many these so-called products, they are doing like 400 million. I was watching it, there is one herb called moringa. You know moringa? Moringa is doing $300 million, just one moringa. And there are companies like, they make aloe vera products and so many things. So there is a huge potential, but we need to do things properly. So next, I just want to briefly mention a few points here about how I did this. This is my journey. Jiva Ayurveda Clinic was started in a small garage in 1992. In 1995, when Dr. Mark started his college, the same year I started my online website. So we have same date of birth. So first Ayurveda website of the world, internet just started. Then people told me, why don't you teach? So in 96 I started the world's first online school where we started teaching courses. The technology was very primitive. It was very difficult. Now it's so easy. Everything is so easy now. But anyway, I still remember those days and I relish that. It was wonderful. It was very nice. 97 I did the first webinar. Now webinars are very popular. That time the technology was totally different. The students were sitting in Sweden, Tanzania, and I was sitting in a studio in Delhi. And then later on, of course, I created the world's first Ayurvedic app when there were no smartphones. This was built on a Nokia phone with using a Java application, and I hired one person who used to go on scooter with this phone, go to the villages, and they will just fill up the form of the patients. And the next day we used to deliver medicine to their home. I called it Teledoc. The idea was copied from Domino's, because Domino's were delivering pizza. So I thought I can deliver medicines. And it's very interesting, in 2003, out of 136 countries, this project got the first prize, World Summit Award by United Nations. So I was invited to deliver. And then, of course, we have done a lot of things. I wanted to replicate this model all over India, but it was too early. I didn't find anybody who wanted to invest money in that, because e-commerce didn't start at that time. So then I started a television show which is still running. It's the most popular health show on Ayurveda. And we started flashing a number that if you have any problem, call this number. People didn't think of telemedicine in those years. After COVID, everybody is doing telemedicine. So we started telemedicine in 2006, and we did a lot of technology. We created our own protocols. We created our own software for consultation. We have our own server which is called Dhanvantari, the god of medicine. We have a knowledge bank for the doctors which is called Saraswati, learning management system for the doctors so that they stay updated with knowledge. It's quite a comprehensive system. And then we did a big